Get my notes. I had to write shit down today before I forget what the fuck I'm talking about. Yeah. Let folks get up in. There we go. What up, Joe? What's good with you, man? Good morning, good morning. Well, it's like just turn 11 out here on East Coast, so shit. I figured I'd go live since I got so many ignorant motherfuckers in my goddamn comments on my videos right now. So ignorant to the point where my ears getting hot. I was like, let me go live, bro. You know, now my blackness is being questioned because I'm not advocating for Jim Crow segregation in 2025. I'm the coon and my blackness is being questioned. That is insane. That is insane, my dog.
What's good, my brother? You're right. You know, and the only reason why people question you is because they ain't read a history book in their life.
Hold on, bro. What's good, man? What's your name, bro? You just came.
Merrick, bro.
Hey, what's up?
What's good, bro? It's Merrick, bro.
Okay,
They
all right.
might ban me or kill your lives, so I ain't gonna stay too long. I just wanted to say you right, and the only reason why is because people don't read history. So, and their parents ain't never talked to them, and their parents ain't never been through nothing. They hid their face in the sand like ostriches, so they stuck in the mud like Chuck. But it's real simple, man. You know, people who are paying attention, they gonna survive. The people who not, they not. So, you know, just keep doing what you're doing. Appreciate you though.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that, bro. Bees out there,
Word,
man.
bro. You too, bro.
But what's it? Better said we want to try something different, but it's not different. It's not different. Separate but equal. We already did that. So what it like? Come up if you want to come up, because like this is why I want to have this topic, because I want to understand like what's y'all logic and what's y'all reasoning behind this.
Okay, hello.
Good morning. Good morning. What's good?
So, first of all, I want to advise you and all your listeners of something. I am a Gen Xer. I was born in the 70s. So, my opinion is going to be personally for me, because when I came up, you said, what's y'all logic? I cannot speak for everyone else. I'm going to speak for myself, and I'm going to leave this alone. In 3 years, I will be half a century old. My grandmother was born in the 20s. I literally watched her suffer. She told me all about everything that she went through, and I still got over it. And I'm a 90s graduate. So I have white teeth friends. We all kicked it in the 90s. With what's going on now, it appears to me, I went through history myself. Every time Black people build, they have came and they burn or they flooded the area. And we only bring up Tulsa. I'm so tired of us doing that.
Me
There's
too.
at
Me
least
too.
there is at least about 50 different cities where they did that at. Also, prior to the 60s, W.E.B. Du Bois, because I don't want to bring up myself, I wasn't born then. I had to go back and read books. I got tired of us arguing over MLK and Malcolm X, so I started reading about other people as well. And W.E.B. Du Bois, he's the one who has the book that stated prior to us being integrated with them. I read in a book, and the the Black Cabinet, he also talks about this book where there were over 1,000, and I'm going to get my words correctly, there were over 1,000 educated Black teachers. And what we wanted was equality in the system. We wanted equal books. We wanted buses. We were the ones suffering, walking to school. That's what we wanted. When they integrated us, they fired all of the black scholars, and then we stopped learning about ourselves, and we were forced to only learn their history, and we were forced to be handled by them. We must understand that in their school educational systems, we are disciplined at a rate of like 3 times higher than our counterparts. I am in Missouri. I went to a desegregation school. I'm not using the terminology. That's what the paperwork said when I went there. It literally said you're going to a desegregation program. And I graduated in the 90s. Okay, I had to be called the N word. They were pulling our hair. They were spitting upon us. This was happening in the classrooms. It's hard to be a black person. You have everything we're doing, we have to do with that layer of thickness on top of us. You have to be ridiculed, talked about. For as black women, we were receiving less than 1% of business capital. Let's talk about that really quickly. Less than 1% of business capital was given to black women who hold 50% of the degrees of the women in America. Do you know that black women started their own funding and then they came and said that we were being racist to them? We were not being racist. We were getting less than 1% of the business capital. How is this even legal? So now we can't be biased. We can't be prejudiced. We can't be bigot, but they can continue to be racist. So what I want to say to you wholeheartedly, I'm not coming against you. I would never try to pull your black card. We all got to be able to be black however we want to be black. I've never been able to be black the way I want to be black. I was born in the 70s. The baby boomers, they literally rained terror down on us. The things that they did to us, they don't let us talk about it. The baby boomer black people act like white people. You better not talk about what you went through. However, now we got the millennials and all the other people under us trying to tell us what to do again. Like, well, if y'all don't help us, now y'all racist. This is so hurtful. We have to understand that we have to let each other be free. Now, that's my opinion. Do I want segregation? I didn't ask for this, but they're the ones who keep ping ponging us. I'm tired of allowing them to control me. Why can't I make the decision this time? If this is what they want, so be it. You're right. We already went through this. But what's sad, me and you speaking on it when there are people who actually are living who went through it for real. There are people who are literally, if you were born in the 50s or the 60s, you literally, those people are still alive. Why would they be passed away? They're only 70 something years old. So, do I want segregation? No. But will I fight against it? I will not. I don't even have any more fight in me. They've called black women the most masculine men on the planet. They're literally using Henrietta Lacks, a black woman's DNA right now to fund their cancer, to cure all their studies for their vaccinations. They refuse to give us any type of reparations to the Tulsa people, to her family, all of the inhumane treatment that we have been through. What are we supposed to do? I literally can't even take it anymore. This is a psychological warfare. We're not even allowed to have mental health issues. Like white America, the only people who they get everything: pain medicine, mental health care, facilities. Do you know, like they literally brought the Bataram through our neighborhood? I was graduating from high school and the Bataram was going through our neighborhood, and now they are deporting all these people because they have a smug problem. They've always had a smug problem. They're going to always have a problem. Now I'm going to let you talk. I'm sorry I rambled on, but like really, what you want us to do?
Well, I understand your rant, but I'm confused because if you don't have no foot in the fight or you tired, like what? That's not the conversation. Ain't whether you tired or not. The conversation is why are black people advocating for Jim Crow segregation to be like they're okay with Jim Crow segregation being like we have black people in 2025 that that are advocating for Jim Crow segregation to be reinstated.
We didn't advocate for it again. I brought up the fact that we're
No, no, no,
tired
no, no.
because
See, but again, you speaking for yourself. I'm speaking. You can go to my comments and you can see and you can look on TikTok and see other black people advocating for this, agreeing in agreement with this, saying, "Yeah, bring it back. I'm cool. Yeah, you know what I'm saying." So if you want to make it personal, then the conversation isn't for you. For you, but to sit back and act like there aren't people doing this, and you can look in my comments and see that they are in agreement with this. And like as a person who said that they went to a desegregated school, that is crazy to sit back and be like, if that's what they want to do, let them do it.
I was forced to go to the desegregated school because my parents were not allowed to go to the school. See, that's what I'm saying. So, as far as I'm concerned, again, when I came up here, I told y'all I am with segregation. I am not with you all saying that we advocated for it. I never saw a black person advocate for segregation, and that's wrong to twist the lingo and
Well,
the
if you
words
if
around
you
that
if
way.
you haven't seen it, just go to my comment section.
Again, what I'm telling you is that a president that these American people put in office, he wants segregation. And black people, we are not resisting it. We are agreeing.
Right. So you okay. All right. Okay. Yes, ma'am. You got
No,
anything else, ma'am?
don't do yes, ma'am, because I'll like yes, sir, to you. I'm not like that. But to rock, whatever, rockapas, no, you're not about to play me like that. Again, this is all about definition. This is about lingo. Someone else brought it up. He brought up more than that. He got rid of the DEI, which white women were benefiting from. We're not concerned with that. He got rid of EEOC, affirmative action, the civil rights 1964. Now here he comes with this right here, segregation. And where were these lives at when he did all of those things? We didn't see these lives. So now
No, no,
again,
no, 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 no. Don't get plural when you were just speaking singular because I've done lives. We've had lives about this. You didn't see them. So speak towards you. Stop being you. You started singular. Stay singular.
I will. And as y'all
Okay.
can see, when he cut me off, what did I do? I just shut up. So let me go back singular because he did get technical. I didn't see any of these lives to support the black people when this were happening. Now that there's a segregation, here comes everybody talking about why are we doing this? Not only that, as a black woman, for years I had to go on social media and just hear myself being humiliated. I had to watch the Olympics. Those poor black girls couldn't even be in the Olympics without people talking about their hair. I did not see any lives to support us. Now I'm just supposed to support everybody. Again, I didn't inflict all of this upon myself. Someone else did.
Man, you don't have to do anything. Like if you didn't see it, that doesn't mean it's not going on. Because
Again,
you
I
are
just
because
came up
you
here
are
to say
tired,
I'm
that
not
doesn't
taking
mean
your black
everybody
card.
else is tired.
I just came up here to say I don't agree with you associating the two together. I'm not trying to take your black card.
Associating what together?
You said that there are people trying to take your or question your blackness because of your opinion. Well, I'm not trying to do that. I'm just telling you that at this point we're about to be the Neapolitan ice cream. So we're gonna have this. We're gonna have black people doing this, and we're gonna have black people doing that. We're never gonna all agree, and you're not going to get me to agree that we need to stay with this 500 years of
I'm
abuse.
I'm not I ain't trying to get you to agree. I don't care if you agree or not. So if you don't
Well, you
agree,
did
but
tell me
if
to
you
come
if
up
you
here.
if you're the black person that agrees with segregation, I don't care about you. I don't care what you think. That's just what it
Okay,
is.
good. I have no problem with that. Again, I came up here because I was born in the 70s. I've been fighting for the generation under us because that's how we were raised to do. Now, the generation under us seems to be the generation that's attacking us, saying, we don't care if y'all tired. That's fine. More power to you all. God bless y'all. And y'all take good care and be safe. I'm not about to argue with you all because every generation of black people have fought for the generation under them. You all are the only people attacking us. Y'all take good care and be safe.
You too.
Hold on, Betty.
Somebody attacking no old people, bro. Like what the hell?
So what was going on just now?
Honestly, I don't know. She was a little bit all over the place.
It felt like she was trying to defend herself in regards to saying that she's tired.
But like, what
Everybody's
was her
tired.
stance on this topic?
She said that she was born in the 70s. I did my part, basically, and that y'all are attacking the older generation, and we supported the generation before us. So y'all are in the wrong because y'all are calling us out. We didn't call out the old people. And I'm tired, and I'm tired. That was basically
But
all
so
I
she's
heard.
pro
She
segregation.
said she's not going to fight it, but that's the point. It's like, okay, it's cool. Don't fight it. But here's two choices. You going to let somebody else make rules for you, or you going to make your own choices for yourself? I've always been an own choices for myself kind of person. So when people start talking about, oh, what we going to do? This is a choice that other people have had before. How did Marcus Garvey become a popular figure? They had that same situation before and they chose something different. I ain't saying going back to Africa, but I am saying that there's other places we can go. You know, like, and if you look at it, this is an outline created by the people who, by the Jewish people, right? They have um, legal precedent for somebody being oppressed under these situations to go and say, okay, we now obviously we wouldn't do it under those same their mindset, but the legal framework internationally is available. And Cuba is really close and beautiful. And you know what I'm saying? So like when we start thinking outside the box becomes a whole lot bigger. You know, gold resources. You have Haiti, you have Dominica, you have a whole bunch of places that people only think about in regards to vacation. But when you start talking about you want to segregate and they're going to draft the rules for you, that rule has never worked out for anybody before. So you got to come up with your own plays and your own ideas. And mine are extreme, but we need to find a middle ground of okay, what could be a game plan.
Okay.
That's the thing. We don't have a game plan right now. People just so happy with this segregation and shit. We don't even have community right now.
Yeah, yeah. So that's my take on it. It's like, yeah, we can segregate, but we will still be underneath the same laws, right? And so I was telling them, it's like, okay, yeah, segregation would be cool and all if we was able to have a way to make sure we are defended, right? Where because we already know, like, if you go
Been
to
a
a
bad
sundown
time.
town,
My bad.
cops play into the whole entire row. Oh, this is sundown town, so if you get shot, nobody cares, right? So if there's a way that we could also control the resources at the same time, where it's like, okay, yeah, yeah, well, you can segregate, and we give you all the resources where you never have to go back to a white man for anything. Then yeah, it would be cool. But until we can have control of every step of producing all the products we need, it's just not going to work.
Okay, so I guess I'm just a little lost. I mean, I haven't been really keeping up with everything. I guess I should probably be, but I'm not. But when it comes to this, what is this supposed to really look like? Like, what is this supposed to really look like in real time, in real life? Because that's the part I guess I'm having a problem
I mean, shit, on
conceptualizing.
TikTok, everybody think we just gonna be in our own movie theaters, chilling at a cookout with just niggas and
Yeah,
just
that's what I'm
See,
getting
but that's
from
the
it,
issue.
and I'm
Nobody
here.
knows.
I'm here to give y'all an unpopular opinion. I ain't doing that.
no, but we but
I,
we but we do know because it's been done before. But niggas think we're different because we got a little bit more money and we got a couple of people got some fucking degrees.
Yeah, but I'm I'm
And you
I'm
got
here to
some
tell
damn
y'all
YNs in there.
whatever I have to do for that not to happen. I ain't doing it. I don't want to
Like,
be around. I don't want to be around a bunch of too many of us, and I don't want to be around a bunch of too many white people. I
right,
like a diverse area. If I can't be around diversity, I ain't gonna be there. I'm not being pushed to no set group because I don't like enough of nobody
I
to
got
be
a
set
question
towards
though.
them.
I got a question for you though.
yeah, what's up?
So let's go worst case scenario. We don't get to draft the rules. Every movie theater says whites only. Like going to the club basically in the early 2000s. What's what's it gonna take for people to like? What's the worst case scenario look for you guys? That's a better understanding of the question. What is
Like the Jim Crow South.
that's the worst
But
case
that's what I'm
scenario?
saying. But that's what I'm saying. People are cherry picking. Like we're talking about America. America institutionalized segregation after Plessy versus Ferguson, separate but equal, which instituted Jim Crow South. So everybody's trying to cherry pick and create their own version of segregation. When we talk about segregation in America, it's the Jim Crow fucking South. We have a perfect example of what that is. The problem is people don't understand what it is because people don't read fucking books.
100% agree. Okay, so on that we 100% agree because I live in Jacksonville. I remember when they burned crosses when I went into sophomore in high school. So like I know what that shit looks like. So okay, that's the worst case scenario. What was our response for the worst case scenario?
That's what we're saying. It's like they don't have one, and
No, no,
it's
no, 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 not theirs, ours. What
but
was
that's what I'm
our
saying. It's like gonna happen. Like you said, people are cherry picking, but it's just like
no,
once again,
we had a
Well,
response. We
black,
had
you
a
talking about what
response.
was
The
black
vote.
people's response to
Exactly. That's the
That's
answer
what
to
they
the
want us to
question.
do, though.
No, 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 no. Think about Malcolm. What did Malcolm meet most people with? Conversations and threats, right? The
Right.
understanding of this could get worse. We don't have enough conversations on what the idea of the worst case scenario of us being upset looks like. We haven't painted that picture visually enough. And we don't have to paint it in reality, but it needs to be a dialogue that people can visualize for themselves, because we're visualizing what it looks like to go back to under Jim Crow, right? So let's paint a conversation in our own lives of what's the worst case scenario if YNs lost their mind. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like we don't have any fear to strike into their hearts, and that's part of the problem. We haven't created enough theatrics around what we can do. And truly, if we look at us as a criminal enterprise over the course of our lives, we are scary as fuck. And we're not using that to our best ability in this current situation, because we look at those people as dangerous, true, but we also need to bring more of those people into the conversation, because criminals are going to do what criminals are going to do.
So
So,
I
go ahead.
I get that, but the only problem is when you have the whole government working against you, right? You can only do so much, because yeah, you can get all the YNs with all the switches, you know, they have, but if they got the military and they come with the 249 Bravos.
That's not, but see, that's more of their idea of it.
YNs only hurt other
Think about
YNs.
what
They don't do
YNs
nothing.
did with
Follow
Kia,
you.
right? Let's just use a case study that's already been documented. YNs in Chicago created a class action lawsuit where they had to decimate Kia's entire their key fob organization. So their key fob installation process. They got sued for it by the city of Chicago and everybody else. We're looking in a small box of a microcosm. Look at Facebook Marketplace. If you know, you know. We are focusing our efforts on the wrong things. We have the immense capabilities, and we're looking at a fraction of it. If we just said, okay, so let's paint it. Let me give you a hypothetical idea of what a worst case scenario could look like, right? Let's say there was a Klan rally in a fictional place on this earth, and somebody sprayed lysergic acid IF-15, which is 15 times stronger than regular acid, on every person in the place, and did a drone show of showing horrible images. We're thinking too small. And we need to be scaring our opponents in the same way that they're trying to scare us. Even if it's through chat GPT, creating visuals of whatever. The idea that we're going to say fuck it and lose our minds needs to be so terrifying to these other people that it works. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because we could collectively, the capabilities between us reach internationally. I mean, I know people who have had Interpol
Not just by brute
investigations.
force, fucking economically too.
Exactly. So we're thinking too small. We're like, oh, what are we gonna do? No. What can we do is a better conversation. What
You
capabilities?
don't realize our buying power, bro. We have the most buying power in this fucking
No.
nation.
No, we don't.
Not
We have
funny.
the we spent the
Spending
we
I mean,
spending
see
power.
this
that's what I
this no
meant. We
hold
spend
on.
the most in
Hold
this
on.
motherfucker.
See, because this is this Dr. Umar fairy tale fantasy bullshit. We spend a lot of fucking money. We don't save a lot. By
Yeah, so
2050,
if we stop spending so much damn
by
money,
2050, black people will have a zero net worth.
Yeah.
We spend money, and most of what we are spending goes to our necessities to live. We do not have an access. The average net worth currently for a black household is $44,000 compared to almost $300,000 to the average white household. We do not have all this fucking wealth. Like, why do y'all keep going to that?
I
So
didn't say we
I
had money,
want
but
to.
we spend a lot
So
of fucking money.
why?
That's what I'm
So
saying.
this buying power, no, this spending power that y'all want to bring up as a talking point is irrelevant, because it's not talking about like our consumerism. Most of that spending power is based in the fact that we have to spend most of our money to live.
Facts. Okay, so I'm gonna say one more thing, and then I'm gonna be absolutely quiet. I spent a long time trying to be a bad guy, and what I learned is the most people who are making the most money, they were fucking around with gold. Currently, right now, I met a dude that made $9 million in 3 hours, fucking in Costa Rica, just finding gold. We don't know what type of money is available in this world, and we're extremely limited in our understanding of it and the resources available to us. There's
No,
25 million.
we can't get to gold
Agreed.
if we don't. We see that we're skipping steps. Like everybody keep coming at me. But what's like even in the comments? Everybody, what's the solution? The hosts don't have a plan. When I speak on solutions, the basics, the shit that fucking works, niggas don't want to hear it because they don't want to do it. They want you to talk about investing in crypto. They wanted you to talk about gold and doing all this fucking extravagant ass shit when the basics work. We don't even have the basics down. People argue with me about marriage. People
I'm not
argue with me
disagreeing
about
with you about.
no, but so I don't like, why are we skipping steps when we don't even do the basics?
I'm just showing people the possibilities
But
and what's
but
out
that's what
there,
I'm
and that's.
saying.
I hear what you're saying.
We don't have to talk about possibilities when we know what works and we don't do it.
It's like a wake up call for us because it's not just about what they're doing, it's what we have not been doing. And some of that has to do with education and some of it has to do with just doing things. I know we have optimal spending power. We spent 1.9 trillion dollars last year. And it wasn't just for necessities. We are the number one buyer of luxury items. And I mean, people are buying cars, $100,000 cars, and living in apartments. We don't have financial literacy. We're not allocating our money to the right places. We're not putting our money, we're not sending our smart children to law school. We're not putting enough people in Congress. There's a lot of things that we're not doing systematically. We've
No,
been
but the reason why we got niggas don't even believe in voting.
right. You're correct.
Like people don't even believe, like, this, despite what you might like, people are think we're still American. When you leave your black ass to go vacation in these other countries, they don't see you as black. They see you as American.
Yeah.
There's
they
a
do.
privilege. There's a privilege of walking around as an American outside of America. Then that's why other countries can flourish, because when you go to Europe, you're European. You're like you're wherever country you come from. Even when you talk about the black immigrants that migrate to France or England, they speak about the country they come from. They're Congolese. They're whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever country. We're American. Whether you like it or not, you're American.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to partake in the infrastructure or the system or the governing body of America, you don't get to sit back and complain about what's not happening. When I spent an entire live talking to Mark a couple of months ago on why you need to vote and not just a presidential election, why you need to partake in your local government body, your local superintendent, your mayor, your local treasury, these different positions, these cabinet positions that people don't even fucking give a fuck about. But everybody will sit back and complain, and then when I talk about it, well, what's the solution? But when I give motherfuckers a solution, it's not what they want to hear. So they don't want to do it. I talk all the time about black, like, so we want to compare one, so we want to cherry pick segregation. You know what those black people did before segregation? I mean, before integration, they got fucking married. But then when we talk about marriage, what do people say now? Well, grandma had to get married. They was getting married for survival.
Or it's just a piece of paper.
It's just a piece of paper.
Yeah. Not understanding.
Like, what the fuck are we talking? So I'm not trying to hear no extravagant fucking plans. They always want to point to Jewish people when we talking about money, but you don't want to talk about their marriage rates. What they actually do to build the foundation. We can't unite because we ain't got no fucking community. You don't have a community. Your entire household got different sets of fucking daddies. Everybody got a different set of grandparents. Everybody got a different set of grandparents.
Exactly.
But y'all want to talk about community and your own household ain't unified. What the fuck are we talking about? We skipping steps. We skipping steps.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are we talking about here? But the niggas who agree with this segregation shit are the same niggas who sat back and agreed with Kanye dumbass West about slavery being a fucking choice. These are the same niggas.
Yeah.
The same niggas, I promise you, bruh. Like, get the fuck out of here.
The thing is, we don't even own homes yet.
Right, don't even own homes. Don't even own homes. Somebody echoing. We don't even own homes that generate the property tax to fund the schools and all the infrastructure that y'all talking about we got to go build.
Or
most of y'all live in a fucking apartment.
Yeah, don't even talk about the home ownership, because like even amongst my friends, like so I'm a homeowner, and amongst my friends they're like, oh well, you can't take it with you. When you die, it's gonna be sent. I'm like, you don't understand. Owning a home is a piggy bank you live in, right?
Bruh,
So
I've had lives talking about how to purchase homes and home ownership, and I had niggas get in my comments on my live. Everybody don't want to own a home. Home ownership ain't for everybody. That is like everything that works. Niggas argue with because they can't do it.
Yeah, because what they don't understand that with that piggy bank you live in, you can then build it up for your kids to go to college with. You can.
We have a belief that
You can pay for surgeries and stuff like that.
What'd you say, bro?
There's a belief system that it seems like, especially with younger generations, that not having money is a flex. It's a way to look a certain way. And I think that when it comes to us, one, we need to start being more financially literate and have more information in the community. Two, we need to own land,
But
own.
but but this is the thing. We
Mhm.
know this shit.
Yeah.
We people have talked. I've had lives where I've had lawyers, families. I just had my last live before this shit was about life insurance, and I had several life insurance agents who were black women come up and talk about it, and people was like, "That's a scam. Why do I need that?"
Yeah. I'm a broker.
I've had lives where I've had real estate. I've had these people. They know, well, what's the solution? I give fucking solutions, and I do what I'm supposed to do. But
Right.
niggas will argue you every fucking time. But they'll listen to Dr. Umar fantasies and sell them a fucking pipe dream instead of doing what works.
Hey,
Yeah, I
brother, I
agree.
definitely
I
ain't
My
arguing with
hardest
you. Just
clients are usually us. When I with my clients, the hardest, the most difficult clients to work with are usually us.
But if I sold a fucking course, they'll buy that shit though.
Or they don't even.
Can I say this? Y'all, somebody said education is the key. A lot of your grandparents didn't have an education, but they had more than what we got today in this age.
They didn't have education. That's why they were in
But
poverty.
they had more than we did.
What
It was their work. It was
have
their
more
work
what?
ethic.
Have more what?
They had a better
Like they
community,
had the
but
property,
not
they had the
economically.
land, they had the vision.
They did
Because you
not
see,
have
if
property.
you hold on,
They did not have property. They did not have land.
that's not true.
As a collective, black people lived in poverty prior to integration.
But
The most black people prior to integration worked in either hard labor, unskilled jobs, or most of the women worked in fucking service.
Or the
that
Made.
was blue. That was
sheriff's
blue.
office.
That was blue collar jobs. The labor force is blue collar jobs. The
I said
factories and
hard.
everything. We
I
don't
said
have that
hard
stuff.
labor, unskilled jobs because they will not allow black people to have the skilled ones that paid more money. Why do you if they had all of this shit in Jim Crow South? Why did the Great Migration happen?
They had it. They burned
If
it
they
down.
had all of
Seneca,
this shit,
they
That's
took it
later.
like they put it up
if they
underwater.
had all of these things in the Jim Crow South in segregation, why did the Great Migration happen?
The migration happened because of what they were taking. They burned it.
Why did the Great Migration
This I'm
happen?
I'm explaining it to you. When it was the racist situations where they went in and took it,
No,
burnt it, made it all. That's why they migrated, because they felt like they could get it up north.
the actual factual documented history that y'all will probably just claim is the white man's history
Hmm.
states that they left the South for economic opportunities in the North.
Hmm. And even when they got to the north, they had black codes in a lot of the major cities that ended up putting them back into work camps and stuff anyway, where they were still working unskilled jobs and not being paid. And this is what pushed a lot of people into what we consider urban areas now.
This is what
And
right.
yeah,
The factories, the manufacturing jobs.
yeah,
But that's why they left. It like yes, partially was because of the racial violence, but the actual main reason was for economic opportunity. But I guess that's the white man telling y'all that, right? So
And
y'all
then
ain't gonna
That
believe
even
that shit.
and then
we
even
we got
and
we got to look at it in society. If we're not doing for ourselves, it's not going to work.
that's not
I
true either.
that is true, because guess what? They went
Mhm.
up north. They went up north, like he's saying, for economical gain. And guess what?
It
Where
worked. It
it
worked.
Mhm.
where? How? Where
okay.
do they
You said
own?
where and how, right?
What's
My
owned
family's
up
from
north?
South Carolina. My family was from South Carolina, Sumter, South Carolina. Moved to Chicago, South Side. End up owning a bank and a funeral home. Okay, worked. So we can't say it didn't work, but what we also have to look at is what happened during that process. Bank regulations came through and smaller banks got squeezed the fuck out. So when we're talking about this, I have an insurance license from the state of California to sell funerals. I came back here trying to show my people how to build wealth and hide it. So I understand what you're talking about, but I'm also 43 years old too. So I've lived through the process of getting it all and then watching white people try and steal it from you. So what I'm saying is at this point, We have to be looking at the worst case scenario and not focusing on work ethic. Like, bro, grown, you kind of tripping like a motherfucker with that one, bro. Work ethic, you want to work harder, you want to be the best field, like the best slave in the field. Nah, man. I've done the work ethic. I built all types of shit
So
across this country.
you don't have an opportunity to be what you want to be in this day and age.
Bro, are you serious? Are you really
You have the
serious? Are you
opportunity,
do
but
you
you're
you don't even
still
read the
So so
news?
you
You
hold
don't
on,
even
so
so hold
hold
check this
on.
out. I'm a weapons
I
designer,
said
right?
they
I'm a
had
weapon.
more
Listen,
because of
listen,
their
listen,
work
listen, listen.
ethic.
I'm a
They
weapons
did
designer. Hey, pause. I'm a weapons
All the
designer.
things.
Okay. I grew cannabis for 10 years. I went all the way to fucking Canada with that shit. And you know what I learned? White people don't like seeing black faces in charge of shit. So you can't tell me I've done it all. And I've fucking done movies. I've done a bunch of shit, but I can't stand racist white people, so they're gonna cut you from the pie as soon as possible. So you're not paying attention to what's going on if your answers and your responses are coming like that. But I'm gonna let the host talk.
No, I'm saying you can. The thing everybody wants, number one, if you again, I've already made a video about this. I've pinned it to the top of my page, debunking all this black fantasy shit everybody want to talk about. That move integration worked up until we all know what happened, but everybody wants to ignore that. Everybody wants to ignore what caused the disruption of the progress of the black community after integration.
It was a
And we
breakdown of
all
the black
know it
family.
was the fucking the booger sugar smack epidemic. We all know
Exactly.
that's what caused the disruption.
Exactly. When they start breaking down the black family. Exactly.
They've
Up
always done that.
our wealth after integration, our wealth increased. We caught up educationally, we caught up economically. All of the setback, we did all of that shit. We were still married. What fucking happened to blow all that shit up? That's what it was. So to sit back and say, integration didn't work, we was better off during segregation, nothing points to that.
No.
Nothing
No.
points to that.
And if
So
anything, we had jobs. We had jobs. We were homeowners. We were business owners then. But a lot of things that kept us from capitalizing off of real estate wealth was redlining. So there's always something that steps in front
But
of what we're
even
doing.
even with redlining, black there are I said for people to say, oh well, we don't have no, there are still relatively black areas in this country. PG County with
I'm
plenty
in
of wealth.
Maryland. Yeah.
You got multiple Gwinnett County. There are
Yeah.
multiple areas in Atlanta. That's Atlanta is damn near fucking black. You got black police chiefs, black mayors, black fucking everything in Atlanta. That's the
Maryland is
black
like that
mecca, right?
too.
But niggas still can't get right. My
Yeah.
partner is a police out there in DeKalb County. This motherfucker be like, y'all talking about, oh, we need to build our own and that's gonna unite black people. DeKalb County, they got black police, all black everything.
Mm-hmm.
This black DA, everything. This
Mm-hmm.
man said they currently run, they trying to bust down this trap motel or whatever. The dudes out there running. The last time he done been out there multiple times. The last time he went out there, a little girl got popped and it was bullet holes and shit all in the walls, whatever. Every time they go there, try to interview everybody to get information, get somebody telling them, I ain't snitching. I ain't snitching. I ain't snitching. To
Mm-hmm.
get the motherfuckers terrorizing your fucking neighborhood off the streets, I ain't snitching. I ain't telling. I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
To
everybody's
to
trying to
to
be.
to
why
black
we as a
police
people
to black police who've been from the black neighborhood with black police chiefs, with black judges, black DAs who will get these pigs off the fucking street. They won't even snitch on them. For the little girl who lost her fucking life, you living in fucking terror. But it's the but man, like I'm not trying to hear that shit, bro. I'm not trying to hear this shit.
I
but
understand the frustration.
we created our own narratives with these neighborhoods and the way that they move. We created that no snitch policy. But y'all want now YT people to come in and save us?
What?
Nah, no, nah.
I mean,
I
it
understand the
being
understanding.
integrated, how is that gonna help regardless? They gonna come in and lock everybody goddamn up. So what's the difference?
What?
They gonna put it on everybody. They gonna come in guns blazing. Look at
Y'all
all the other
live.
stuff that's
Like,
been
what?
going
Where
on.
y'all at?
No knock warrants, all this stuff. These was done by YT people. It wasn't done by us.
I don't
But
know
you
what
know
you're talking
why a
about.
lot of that stuff
Oh,
was
okay,
put in
y'all ain't know.
place? Because we didn't vote enough to make sure that there was no
Thank you.
three strikes. We didn't vote
Exactly.
enough to make sure that there
Agreed.
was no knock policies. We don't vote at the regular levels enough to put the right people in DC to shoot down a lot of these biased laws that are being written against us because we don't pay attention to government. We don't. We show up like church, Easter and Christmas. And then whenever it's a presidential race, that's when we show up. And that's the wrong time. You should have elected your governor, your comptroller, everybody, all the way down, your mayor. I'm in Maryland. Maryland's a very black state. We have a
Very
black
black state in
governor.
Maryland.
Yeah, we have a black governor. We got the mayor of Baltimore is black. A lot of our comptroller is black. We are a very blue state. And there are a lot of things that we do probably differently than a lot of red states.
And
And one,
I feel, and every time I go to Maryland, I feel very safe around all the black people with all this money and all this wealth. That's what I'm saying. Like this shit, like they keep talking about Black Wall Street and all these old black towns like Rosewood. Like that shit is still here.
Mhm.
It's
Good
been
morning.
built 10 times over.
Good morning.
And
What's up,
motherfuckers
everybody?
and motherfuckers are still complaining. So is it like
Yeah, I keep telling people the segregation thing would be cool if we was able to have like everything to ourselves. But because the way America is built and everything's intertwined, there's no way they're gonna let any of the reins go for power. So now we go back to segregation. Yeah, sure. We're quote unquote not our ancestors, and we put up a better fight. We will, but it's still to our detriment because it's not like we still won't have control of the bigger things that we still will need to go back to the white side of America for.
they
Hey,
keep
I
So
got
I got a quick question now. So going back to, I guess I think this is what I remember from the video that you made that I was talking to you about is if every time we right now get money, our first intention is to get away and go to areas where we're predominantly not the majority. How exactly are we here now where y'all making it seem like we gonna all get together and kumbaya? Like I guess that's the part I'm confused because as soon
but
as we get money, our first intention is to get as far as get their kids in better schools in certain areas. You want to move into certain areas. You want to be around other people other than black people. But now all of a sudden, because of this segregation conversation, now y'all want to act like we all kumbaya, and that if that was to happen, we all gonna come together and everybody gonna love on one another. And we gonna build this. You ain't doing it
No,
now.
hey, the
no,
You
black
Didi,
ain't
you
never
black
right.
tried
thing,
to do it
right?
now. So
Didi,
why would
I'm a,
now all of a sudden everything
I'm,
gonna switch and this switch gonna go off and all
no,
y'all gonna
100%,
change our
Didi, you
mindset
was right
all of a
because
I'm a,
sudden?
I'm gonna
Bernie
be
had
a
brought up
hundred.
something. Hey, hold on one second. Hey, Bernie had brought up something about his partner being police, and like I get that, right? Like let's say I was from the other side of it. There's a whole lot of shit that has to be worked out in order for everybody to be able to understand. But we can all see the problem. The problem is that these people don't like us and they want us to fuck gone. That's a agreed upon understanding of the situation. So what needs to happen, just like you were mentioning your partner who couldn't get nobody to talk, is nobody's offering anything. We're offering of idea of a better fucking world that we may or may not get to, but with the criminals that we can conversate with and things like that between us, there's opportunity that we're missing out on to fix this shit. We're just like, oh, these niggas is horrible. Yeah, they're horrible, but who you think was Attila the Hun, Genghis the Khan? They stole fucking horses. See what I'm saying? We're not utilizing the worst of our own community in order to fight back with what we can and can't what we can do.
The worst of
Hey,
our community would never even go up against them. I don't know what world you live in, but
I
these
live in the
YNs
worst
that
of the
y'all got so
community.
much
No,
faith in,
it's not.
no,
they only harm one another.
I'm
You
just
hey,
saying.
put them
I'm
in
from
front of, they got
Jacksonville.
much
Okay,
see
hold
the
on.
way they talk to law enforcement. They got a
I,
lot of respect for them. They ain't
okay,
got
so
no
I'm
respect for
from
nobody that look
Jacksonville.
like them, but you put them in front of them white men and they straighten up real quick. So them same white ends that you think got all of that, they ain't
I'm
got that energy for them white men
okay,
like that.
Didi.
So be
Didi,
for
I
real.
understand we
They
all
would
have
never
different
run
lived
up on them white
experiences,
men the
right?
same way
Hold on,
they
hold on,
would
hold on.
somebody that look like
yeah,
them. So
I
Didi,
got,
just
hold on,
let
hold on,
that
hold
go.
on, real quick.
I
I'm from
got one
Jacksonville,
thing.
right? Real quick. I'm from Jacksonville, right? So when I supposedly was in the streets, that's not how shit was handled. They had to get the artillery gear because we were chopping at the blocks. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody lived those lives experience. We actually did shit that changed the standard, and we're all living with that situation now. So no, Jacksonville was not that place where people stood by idly and let people do shit. When money was to be made in the streets, anybody was to be fucking sacrificed, and that's just the history of it. So like
no, but you that I'm not gonna give y'all that because y'all not going against y'all not having no wars against no they not doing
No,
that.
they not. That's what I'm saying.
I'm
The
not
whole
saying
thing
I
don't even
am.
make
I'm just
sense. It's
saying that
so unrealistic.
Okay, well, we will see, and
Yo,
I
we
understand.
listen. I have one thing to say about this stuff, right? And I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you from personal experiences, right? Black people don't want no damn help. Black people just want to be stuck in the place that they're stuck in because they just comfortable being in that shit. Like I'm talking about personal experience. I went to my family and I said to my family, listen, I used to be in the military. I'm 100% disabled. If we
Oh
come
no, no,
together,
no! Don't say military to black people because you fighting the white man war.
Oh
man,
boy.
they can kiss my ass for that bullshit. If it wasn't for the military, I wouldn't be sitting where I'm sitting at right now. You feel me? I came to my family and I told my family, I'm 100%. I wouldn't have to pay whatever land or property we get. We wouldn't have to pay property taxes on it. We just need to come together and buy land together, build on it, and create buy a lot of land together and create like a family compound or whatever. You know
Yep,
what my
yep.
family looked at me and told me? Oh, they can't do that. Our finances, it's too intimate to know each other's finances. I'm like, we talking about buying 50 acres of land together as a family where you don't have to pay property taxes. And you worried about me knowing your finances?
Yeah, because that's the reality. If you look at other races, a lot of them, they scratch each other's back. If one of their homies do insurance, the other one do mortgage, the other one do cars, they all scratch each other back. I send business to you, you do my business, you do my house loan, I do your car loan, I sell you this insurance. They don't care about you seeing their financial information. But us, we so scared that you will realize that we ain't making what we've been out here pretending like we making, that we don't want you to see them pay stubs or them W-2s or that tax return or them business returns. You don't want to see it. And you don't want nobody seeing the information and knowing the truth.
But that's what I was saying, Dana. They keep talking about I'm not giving solutions. You've seen my lives. You done seen where I'm actually giving niggas real solutions. But they always want to compare the other day. Oh, well, the Asians stick together. The Asians also don't.
Exactly.
They get married at one of the highest rates. They go to
And
they go to STEM, not go
Right. If
fucking
we
try to
you
play
fighting the
basketball.
simple stuff in the community and
Like basic
you
ass
wanna
shit.
reach like you
Basic
fighting
ass
simple
shit.
stuff like marriage. You fighting marriage and you want to sit there and talk about coming together and doing
But
these
but
elaborate things and you can't even do the
But
simple
that's
things
what
to
that.
build a
But
community.
right.
like Buddy said, they like the niggas don't want help. They don't want real help. They don't want real solutions. They want the fantasy. They want the story to be told to them. They wanna feel good. They don't want shit that's really about to. They don't want the
And,
shit that's really
and
about to help them.
No,
They
they
don't.
don't.
They
And
don't.
that's a fact. That's a fact. Like I've been through it my whole life with black people, bro. At this point, I'm like, yo, fuck it. I'm not trying to help nobody else because it's always an excuse. It's always something
Cause
for
it
they gotta come up
Well,
with to find. And
I mean,
Cause it ain't gotta be this rise up with a fucking pitchfork military militia. You don't have to fucking do that.
No.
no, no, but I mean, it's a skill versus will type of thing. You understand? Like, either you got to skill up the people to be, to, to step into these positions. And the thing is, a lot of times, black people want to sell. They always want to sell to our own. They never want to help. That is the real issue. So they always talk the game should be sold and not told. Like they scared to give away the secret because they feel like
Benny
they're
give
so
out free
scared about
information
somebody
all the
getting
time.
ahead.
All the
Yeah,
time.
Benny
they
give out
Like
free
do.
Getting ahead of
information
them.
all the
That's
time. He
they're
ain't
scared of
selling
somebody
y'all
else getting
nothing.
ahead
He
of
ain't
them.
sold no
I ain't
courses, no nothing.
I
there is almost 500 people in this live. I let anybody up on my fucking panel. I don't charge niggas shit. I ain't no $50 to come up. Ain't no $200 for 5
And
minutes.
that's
Ain't
real.
none of that shit. I don't have no
And that's
Patreon.
real.
I don't have no
And that's
fucking.
real.
I don't have none of that shit. But
But you what
my blackness is in question right now because I'm denouncing segregation.
no. That's
and
But
to
but
be
well,
let
honest,
but
I
let
mean
me
I'm
but let me be charging niggas $50 to sell them a fucking crypto investment course.
that's real.
I'm all for the but then I be let me be fucking trying to create a black school for damn near 20 years
Woo,
and the
you
school
dig
still
it.
ain't
You
up.
dig it.
But he
Woo.
for black people. But
Yeah.
but I'm the mixed breed and I ain't even mixed. The mixed light skinned breed that ain't like us because I'm denouncing segregation.
Because you know what it is?
And
Black
you
people
telling
don't
people to
understand.
vote. Don't forget
But this
about
is
that.
the thing. A lot of
Hold
black
on real
people
quick, and then
associate.
I'll let you
Go
go
ahead.
real quick. Isaiah
Go ahead.
Martin. I went the young black dude that's running for Congress right now in Houston, Texas. I sent Buddy some bread. I fuck with him, right? Go look how many people actually support him, or you know what I'm saying? Look at the people that's arguing with me about this shit right now and see if they actually going to support Buddy over there right now. I guarantee you they fucking not. 26-year-old young black man who's well, doing his motherfucking thing and is running, actually being the change he wants to see. Bet you he won't get a lick of fucking support from the motherfuckers arguing with me about this shit.
But those are the same people. But you're having a conversation with the same people that only vote every 4 years. They don't even vote in their local. So they don't care about what's going on in their local legislation. They don't know who their mayor is. They don't know who their council people is. These are the people that are not educated. But a lot of times our black people associate struggle with being black. And that's not a thing.
I
You
said
know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. We associate struggling with being black. Because I'm black, that doesn't mean I have to struggle my whole life.
Look
And then
at
they sell us this religion thing that we supposed to get our stuff after we die. Why can't we have it like everybody else while we living?
Look at everybody. I said the CIA ain't got to do shit. You got black people arguing against their own interests. We don't need DI. We don't even benefit from it. Like what? We don't need equal opportunity and affirmative action in the civil rights movement. We don't even benefit from it. The LGBT and the white women did. Like what? As you sit in your nice, comfy, air-conditioned corporate office job, you gonna sit with a straight face and say you ain't benefit from none of that shit, boy.
Hey, I got one more thing to say, and I got
laws made for black people help out everybody. You know what I mean? They ain't just they help out everybody. That's what I'm saying.
Because we're American.
Because they're about humanity and equality. You know what I mean? Because we're Americans.
The G? Go ahead, bro.
I got one more thing, and then I got a dip. The last thing I gotta say, right? We can't expect to do the elaborate shit if our foundation ain't right. And our foundation, you gotta build a house from the ground up. You can't build from the roof come down. Our foundation is family and community. And if that ain't right, we would never get right in this country, bro.
No, we won't.
So that's all I gotta say, and I'm out. Thanks,
bro. Easy, man.
Appreciate it, fam.
Coming through. That's but see, they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. What the fuck? They don't want to hear that part because that would mean that they would have to take accountability for whatever the fuck they got going on. Broken homes, baby mamas, baby daddies. They would have to take accountability for that because every time I always talk about the foundation, well, marriage ain't for everybody. Marriage, that don't mean shit gonna work out because you get married. It's always a fucking fight. I gotta argue every fucking time.
You just told me you're gonna be back. He just texted me. I'm gonna mess it right now.
It's just a piece of paper. It's just a piece of paper. Tell that to that white girl who over there done got put on child support by that white man, and she over there boo-hoo crying because she can't get it. She found out he got all them assets.
I guess I'm trying to figure out what's the most immediate problem because this is getting thrust upon us. All right, we're getting thrust into segregation. This isn't our decision. We ain't meet about it. This just got signed into it. It got signed into it.
Well, as of right now, it's not. He signed it in as far as the federal workforce, whatever they got going on. It's not. He can't. It would take an act of Congress to roll back the Civil Rights Act.
Exactly. So, but they foolish enough to do it.
Right.
So that's the bigger issue.
The reason why go ahead, let me finish to see if you going where I think you're going.
Well, my thing is right now, what can we put into action with this happening to us? Because segregation, I agree. Desegregation did work. It did. People benefited from it until the other side disagreed. And then we had affirmative action, didn't work for us like that. We had redlining, knocked us out of the real estate market. We had a lot more working against us once they started disagreeing and working to get us out of those spaces. And so now when we're forced into all these different positions that we never discussed, we don't have the plan. We don't have the marriages. We don't have a home. We don't have the businesses. We don't even have say over how much these schools get. Some of these kids ain't eating lunches. What are we doing right now? What can we do now?
The basics. We don't have marriage because niggas don't want marriage.
Right. Trust me. I got videos and comment sections full of it. I know.
There's a lack of accountability. Black people have to take some accountability in this shit. The people don't want marriage Black people don't have marriage because we don't want marriage. Our kids don't have the funding as far as our schools because niggas don't go vote. They don't partake in their local government elections to have any type of influence or action on who gets in to enact the policies in their best interest.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. When it comes to our school systems and a lot of things that are in place, I think when we decided to integrate, people were so happy just to have access to things that they were kept from during segregation that they didn't realize that there are things that we needed to do to keep the ball rolling. And what happened is we fell behind on financial literacy. We had less ownership. A lot of Black folks
But
sold things.
that's not true. Again, we started to up until up until that period,
Right.
Black people caught up. I believe our Black boys caught up to white boys as far as like literacy rate and mathematics. We were behind. It was like 6.5 years, caught up to almost 1.4 years, up until the point at which we all know what happened.
Oh, I get.
Up until that point, it was working.
Yeah. But economically, they it's like there's more things thrown at us. So I wish I could have said something when the guy was up that was a veteran. So we're in a position now where we have a president in office that is trying to obstruct felons from being able to not be able to vote because he's a felon. He wants out of that. So he's going to take that away. What that does is it frees up a lot of the convicted felons that are in our community, but at the same time, it frees them up. He's beefing with a lot of countries. He's not paying our military, but he reenacted the draft. So you're going to put all of these men into the military and ship them off somewhere, and then they come back here completely disheveled, disorganized, and in need of medication. They've already started messing with veterans funding and their medical assistance. That you have to understand, we have to get in front of the processes. You can already see kind of like how the ebb flow is when it comes to how they're trying to deregulate, and segregation is not the answer because even if we are separate from them, we still get drafted. We can still go through all the things that can make. During Vietnam was hard for Black folks because
Right.
we had a lot of our men that went off to that and came back with a lot of issues and started taking
Yeah, yeah,
apes and
yeah, yeah,
stuff. So
yeah.
that was the beginning of our loss. You know what I mean? And it's just I see this as something that is just going to progressively get worse. And there's no best interest right now in this administration, and we need to get in front of it. And I think it's funny because we all know the wrong is being done, but no one offers a solution. It's easy to point at the problem all day, but if you don't have a solution, listen to people who we financially need to get to where we have the purchasing power. We need to allocate it to better places. And like the man that was talking about buying land, you can buy land, but if you don't put that land in a trust, eminent domain can come through and take it. You can have Black businesses and have our own, but as you can see, Philadelphia, Tulsa, we have our children are safe at school. What makes you think that a whole city with just us will be any safer? You have to understand segregation is not the answer. We need to get in front of these
The
problems.
difference between, because people are like, well, what's the difference? One of the biggest differences is y'all, and that's how I know people ain't about that life that they talking about, the rising up. Like, bruh, the first thing a nigga do when a white person call them the N word, they want to record them.
Yeah.
Right.
You want to pull your
Instead of
phone out and record, bitch? I'm gonna slap you right in your shit. They be out here recording motherfuckers like TikTok. Do your thing. That's
Yeah,
how I know y'all not talking about like get off
I
TikTok with that
mean,
rah rah. Y'all not about that shit. Shut up. Y'all can't even go. Y'all be quiet as fuck when y'all white boss tell y'all to go shut the fuck up and sit down and do that goddamn email.
Sure do.
Now all of a sudden everybody rah rah. Man, shut up. No. Bro, y'all not.
Can I
The
speak to the
difference is if they burn your shit down now, to somebody they can be held accountable. Back then they could burn your shit down and nobody gonna fucking do nothing about it because they had the control over the entire system. You couldn't be a part of the governing body that would sit there and give you some type of justice. They wasn't Black people weren't allowed to be fucking on the jury. Black people weren't allowed to be a fucking judge. Black people weren't allowed to do none of that shit. But y'all want to see and say with a straight face that we was better off during sex. Like, man, just say y'all don't participate in the system that will give you a fighting chance. We got YNs now. Yeah, and then like Dana said, when they get up in them cuffs and they get up in the interrogation room, look, they just arrested what that big U dude, whatever the fuck his name is. Watch how quick everybody get to snitching on each other.
Yellow Beezy, huh?
Look at Yellow Beezy. Now, mind you, now that's close to where I'm from. Everybody knew Yellow Beezy did that shit. Was anybody saying nothing? Fuck no. Niggas got in there and start snitching. They start throwing them books at them niggas. They start seeing that life sentence. They get to snitching. But that's who y'all want to put y'all faith in. Motherfuckers who took the easy route to go to the streets. Come on, bro.
Where did this fucking YNs come from? Because that always confused me. I know my guy Deontay, he was talking about some YNs are the new Black Panthers. I'm like, they not smart enough, bro. And you know why we haven't turned out any more Black Panthers is because the internet is the new danger. That's because they don't seek knowledge anymore. They think knowledge is supposed to come to them. We ain't never gonna see that again. And so depending on YNs to turn the tide in the favor of Black people, it's never gonna happen. Ever.
Figure out where did they even gather that YNs do anything that would be constructive? Like when have they ever done anything besides kill each other? Like what have they done?
So they related that to those gangs that they saw in LA and California, and they thought they was gonna become QEP and Bobby Seale, and it never turned out that way.
If every critique we got about black people are negative, then how is any of this constructive criticism? Right? Like, how do we get to the point to build if every single critique we got about black people,
But that's the thing.
Because we ain't dealt with it.
Like we haven't
we ain't had
talked
the
about
balls
the
to talk about it. We
solution.
need to deal with this in-house stuff. We ain't never dealt with it.
No, I understand that. I understand all that. Like I'm not even talking about solutions or none of that. I'm saying at the crux of everything, if we got negative stereotypes and tropes that we believe about each other and ourselves, how you gonna move forward? If every single negative.
That's why we haven't.
Well, a lot of people
Been
deem the
like this
truth to
forever.
always be negative, but the
Right.
reality of it
This ain't
is
negative
nobody's
truth. This is
being
the fucking
negative. They just
truth.
telling the truth.
Oh,
I mean, my thing is,
trying to get to the
did you think that them YN boys gonna go up against the good old boys? And do you think that they really gonna be able to go up
I'm
against
from,
them when them boys is out there trained? Those
They
dudes
would
is
have
like,
been did it.
hold on,
They
hold
would
on,
have
hold
been
on.
did it.
Can I speak right quick? I'm from the Bay Area, right? And I'm a little old. I'm 43, right? And my peoples is Panthers, right? So the black folks out here is completely on the outer skirts of everything that's normal, that's Silicon Valley, right? I'm from East Palo Alto. They created the computer in Palo Alto. My town was a murder capital in the early 90s. Niggas was smoking shit. The whole California got turned out on crack. Damn near all black people in California that's American is damn near on the outer skirts of regular life. Right? So now you expect for us to completely assimilate into a system that don't fuck with black people. And niggas in the Bay Area, in Frisco, and 100 Point, and the Richmond, and the Oakland, been going at them folks. Like our peoples is hella militant. So you get the real militant black minds out here that ain't out there that can't even get on film, even talk about real politics because you're gonna get looked at in a certain way. You know what I mean? So we still got militant minded folks out here that's about that shit that's at them folks, but it's a no win. It's nothing that you can do.
But they not about that shit.
All right,
what do you like? What do y'all be talking about? What have they done?
build
What?
like whether it's on
You
a
got
small
okay. So
talk about like Russell, right? Like
all these
individuals like
street dudes. The
no,
one
I'm not advocating for no street shit. Hold on, right? So I'm just saying, just on the smallest level, like a regular little rap cat like Lil Russell. He can talk about being happy and smiling, right, and whatever, like making music, but it's nothing negative, right? So it is times to where like, yeah, we do got to get our shit right. Like, yeah, we need to be married. We need to hash through all this shit. But at the end of the day, the system don't fuck with you. You can assimilate as much as you want.
What does the system have to do with like getting married, doing the basic shit that other communities do to have a fighting chance in the system that we're in because it's America?
We do need to get married, right? I agree wholeheartedly.
But that's what I'm saying. We know the blueprint. We've done the blueprint, and it was
Right.
working. That's what
Right.
I'm saying. Like it ain't like this shit ain't rocket science. But
Right.
we fight so hard against the shit that works because we want to militarize, we want to rise up. Then on one end, we need to build what like you can't. That's why I said we want to skip steps when the basics are right there.
So we get up and go to work every day, and everything is gonna work out, right? But like, let's say that everything don't work out sometime, because sometimes everything don't work out. But then you don't have a basic community up under you to undergird you because it's been dismantled by them folks. So we going talking about how can you build when we don't have basic regular stuff. Like we don't have regular communities. We don't have shopping centers. We don't have right home
But
ownership.
why though, bro? Why though?
It's been dismantled by them folks
But no,
time
no,
and
no,
time
no,
I
again.
mean,
no.
you can't keep
Bro.
blaming
Hey,
other people
listen,
for our
Yeah,
listen,
problems,
that they
bro.
bro.
can start that
Hey,
again.
Well, let's
look.
start
As
now. We
long
need to
as
start now
I
then.
appreciate you
So,
letting me off.
so
Hold
hold
on.
Start
on, I got a
now.
question. Ask
If
one question. I just got a question. Would you admit that crack was created by the government? The whole everything.
yes.
yes, but
No,
we
we
Okay,
are
bounce
hold on.
we
back
Okay,
from
okay.
it.
Another
already
question.
we
But
But
we
that's
no
bounce back
irrelevant.
no
from that.
it was not
Everything that
it was not created by the government.
why wouldn't it?
Brought to
It
this
was
country by
it
the
was
government, but
it
it's
was
irrelevant information.
it was
It was created in a lab in UCLA in 1972.
no it
It
was
was
created by
okay.
Peruvian.
Go. All right.
Peruvian.
That was not crack. I'm telling you, crack
Be
cocaine
careful
was
saying that
created by.
word. When I was on my live, Benny, they flagged me for it.
yeah
I'm,
it
I'm,
was created by
yeah, but I'm saying it's beside the point. But I'm saying everything that comes after that is not natural, right? Just like redlining, we didn't
But it's
actually
still our
redline. It's like
Bro,
responsibility,
but
bro.
but
It's
we
still our regardless
not
of what happens
out.
afterward, it's still our responsibility to get ourselves right. A million
Yeah,
things
you got
can happen afterwards, but that doesn't mean that we stop persevering to get ourselves right. There
all I'm
could be a
saying.
thousand stones cast at us, but we still got to stand up and keep moving forward. What you want to just quit and blame other people?
No,
Oh, it's their fault, so we just got to quit.
no,
You
right.
you got
can't
to come
just
together.
quit.
Regardless, you got to come together and figure it out. All I'm saying is, a lot of times, you just can't necessarily out for the system. You got to come together,
Bro,
right? I'm
you
just
just
saying
said
that
the key
You gotta
word.
vote. Come together and vote. That's the
Come
only
together.
way.
you got to do
Come
Vote.
to survive.
say
It's
like
about
host
survival.
Vote.
like the host was saying, bro. We not doing the basic shit, bro. Look, every 2 years there's an election, dog. Why are we continuing to allow people that we know not for us to hold these positions? Why are we not putting together and putting up our own person and letting them, and if they choose to fuck us over, then we replace them?
Because
Like, it
the
starts
bourgeoisie,
with us,
class,
bro.
the
Listen,
bourgeoisie
we
class
Because
got
is
you
about
want to know
all
why,
these
Joe?
Crips, y'all have, all these Bloods y'all have. Y'all should have a representative that's a Crip, a
no gang banging
representative that's
today.
a Blood. But y'all
Debate on.
got somebody else that y'all don't know representing y'all.
They said black people can't even organize crime, let alone organize political parties.
It's illegal. That's the point. You cannot. They won't let black people do shit in this
No, it's
country.
not that
Man,
they
they
Because
let
won't,
you do
bro. We can do
whatever,
it if we
bro.
want
You
to.
can run for
okay,
you can
okay.
run for a alderman position in your city right now. You can run for you can run to be a state representative in your state right
Yeah.
now.
You
But
gotta
no,
participate in the system.
no you got
You gotta participate. That's
you
what I'll be saying. Go
but
ahead. My
this is
bad.
what I meant earlier by if you degrade the culture, you can erase the history. You got black people right now that will look you dead in your face and say, "Oh, Obama wasn't shit. He ain't do nothing."
He
right,
wasn't.
But then turn around and complain about this that oh we don't have no representation.
right,
Will
right.
not
Obama
participate
wasn't
in
our
the
representation. Let's not
will.
go there.
You
He
said
was not
Obama,
our
what?
representation.
You said what?
What did he represent? Our skin color? Woo, that's great. And then he bailed out the bank 700 billion, the same banks that caused
but
the 2008
what the fuck?
financial
Hold
collapse.
on.
Who
First
did
of
Like,
all,
Bush
let's
we
did
not
who
that.
did
first,
we
Bush
just
first of
did
all,
because
who
that.
he's
did we
black
put
don't
in
mean that he
place to
represent
help him?
us.
Bush
The
didn't.
people that
No,
represent us
Obama bailed
represent
out
Who
the
did we
autos that
put
want
in
to see
place
our
to
future
help
grow.
he
him?
bailed
Just
out the
because he's
auto
black
industry.
skinned, don't mean that he's
Look,
the same kin. He's
no.
not the same kin
Who
as
did
us.
we
He
put
would
in
rather see
place
this
to
country
help him?
burn. He would rather see the
look
black
at this
community
hate. Look
burn
at this
than
hate, bro.
his
Who did we
constituents
hate?
Look at
burn.
this
And,
Come on
and,
hate.
now,
and
stop
this is
that.
the problem. And
I
this
This
is
is
keep
the
the
problem.
hate.
asking the same question. Who did we put in place to help the man, bro? Huh?
Oh,
We
goddamn
allow.
super majority. What is
I'm
you
glad, Joe.
saying?
No,
We
no,
No, he
had
no,
a
didn't
no.
have no
super
super
I'm
majority
majority.
in
glad. I'm
2000.
glad.
Stop
I'm
lying.
glad you said that, Joe. Because when he was getting the first what
2 years.
2
first
years. He
Two
when
had
he
that.
years.
had control of the Senate and the House, he was able to do shit.
That's
But
right.
when he lost control of the Senate and the House, they blocked everything that man fucking did.
Over
He
But
didn't
niggas like
do
200.
him
anything.
will get on
Over.
here and say he didn't do anything
Y'all give him
because
too
they
many
don't even
excuses. Too
understand how
many
the basic
excuses.
functioning of the
Too
government
many
fucking works.
excuses.
All
Stop
right.
That's
that.
not no
Come on,
excuse,
bro.
bro. They
Stop
blocked
that.
200
I'm
bills
not.
that this
I'm
dude
not.
tried to pass.
I'm not gonna entertain
They
that.
blocked
Oh my god.
200 bills that this dude tried to pass, bro.
You gonna sit with a straight face and say that man didn't matter when the reason why we are where we are right now is because that man became president.
He
Everything,
mattered
every
so much that the white people in this country literally voted for Trump
exactly,
because
Exactly.
we had Obama. That is
Exactly.
why we have Trump now. So
Facts.
he
exactly.
mattered.
Like,
But then, like
bro,
you said, Joe, we
Marcus,
did not go and vote to get that man help in the seat so we can have so you could push the representation.
exactly, bro. I mean, we allowed him to get in there, and then we got lazy. We sat down and thought he was gonna just do everything.
No, no, I'm
When
not
and
scared. I'm not scared of opposing opinions. I'm not gonna let you just say stupid shit.
right,
Like just
right,
because, like you're not gonna get up here and tell and just lie. That's not what we do here.
right,
And so you're not gonna bark up. So nigga, you're not gonna sit in my comments and try to puff your nigga. You're wrong. That's not an opinion. You're wrong. You don't even know how to fucking government works.
right. Real talk, bro. Like, man, listen. We did not do our job when it came down to the midterms, bro. Them Republicans swept the House. They took control of the House. We still had the Senate. So once they took control of the House, they didn't pass no bills at all, which is where bills are created, which is where policy starts. Policy starts in the House of Representatives. So if they not doing nothing, how the
They don't.
hell can he do
They
something?
don't know that because they didn't watch Schoolhouse Rock.
Right. But the Democrats only ran the Senate and the House 5 times each in the last 40 years. But they say Democrats don't do nothing. 5 times each. 5 times. That's 2 years. That's 10 years out of 40.
It's not excuses, bro.
And the
Y'all
first
don't.
thing they
You
say,
gonna complain about a system you don't even participate in.
the first thing they say is, well, why he didn't do like Trump? Why he ain't just sign executive orders? For what? For Trump to come in and rescind all his
Executive,
executive
like right,
orders?
because they don't understand executive orders are not fucking laws.
Like, real talk.
They
well,
don't
Real
even
talk.
if
understand
that's
that.
so if that's a big issue, then so how come we don't platform to politically educate then on that level, right?
Because
So
we do. Look at
We
what I'm
do,
doing. We
bro.
are
I mean,
doing that
I'm
right
saying
now.
yeah, I
We're,
know you are.
no. But I'm
No,
saying, look, hold on, bro. We're doing that right now. And look at the niggas that come up and want to argue. They not look, bro. They're not looking for solutions. They're not looking for education. They're not looking for anything but to argue and be stuck where they're at. That's
niggas
why
want
I ignore those motherfuckers because
them
they're not worth
want
saving because they
excuses.
don't want to be saved. You have a literal multi fucking $1,000 supercomputer in your hand, and they will look every stat up to debate Michael Jordan and fucking LeBron. But all of a sudden, everybody got to educate them on the basic shit you should have learned in your civics class.
straight up.
Yeah.
They don't
Straight up.
want to know. They just want to argue. That nigga came up here to argue, and he don't even know how the shit works. He just wants to argue and be a fucking victim. But then say,
I agree. I
I'm being a victim because I'm participating in the system that can help impact change.
No, I agree to a degree, right? But then you got to understand. So, all right, so just take it back to the Panthers, right? Them cats was 15, 16, 17, 18, right? And the reason why they were so powerful, not only because they moved as a unit, but because they was politically educated. But
Right.
the
Well, but
kids took it upon themselves.
They
We
all
growed in
voted.
the
They
we
all
growed
voted.
in the
right. They
motherfucker.
participated
But
in voting.
exactly.
That's why when they stormed the fucking Capitol in California and he knew his rights as a fucking as far as like,
Exactly.
few rights, and then they ran and they passed legislation to ban that shit. He did that because he knew his fucking rights. He knew about politics. He wanted they they push for people to participate in the fucking system.
Say, check this out, bro.
See?
They combined politics with militant, with educate. They did all of that, but they participated in the system. That's the part, y'all. That's the part. All these niggas want to leave out about the Panthers. They were very involved in politics.
Yeah, that's the whole political part,
You
right? And
know,
so, like, we can't advocate on that level until once again we're gonna start educating each household, and then it becomes educating the
so,
moms that's gonna have to educate the kids, and then
But
you know what I mean?
but bro, I get what you're saying. But the difference between them and us, they sought the education. They wanted to learn. They wanted to know. Today, these
you
niggas
telling
don't
me
want to
hold
know.
your hand.
If I'm not
They
mistaken,
gave
the
us
Panthers.
cracking games, man. Hey, man, I'm gonna be like, man, they gave us crack, nigga. Hey,
If
man,
I'm
we was wilding out. That's all it was shootouts from the 80s to the early 2000s. When I tell you we went from the most militant group and probably across America to nigga gang banging, it
hold
was
on,
purposeful. You get what I mean? Like it
Man,
was a
that was
purpose.
if
everywhere,
I'm not
man.
mistaken, that
I
Panther
live in
stuff was
Indiana, and
in
it was jumping
L.A. and
like
mostly
that on
Chicago.
the
If
East
I'm not
Coast.
mistaken.
What's
I
that,
Yeah.
live in
Dane?
Indiana, it was jumping.
It went from
It was
Oakland to
shootouts
LA.
every day. Guns was laying on the ground. You go pick up a gun anytime you wanted to in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, that's what I'm
It
saying.
was
So it was
crazy back
different.
then.
So
So
we weren't
I
politically
mean,
educating
crack,
ourselves.
drugs was the reason.
Nobody made them dudes choose their life. Like, as far as like what came in the 80s and the 90s, nobody made those dudes choose their life. They chose their shit. We
Yeah,
just talking about that shit yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, you
That's,
see the
I don't think
opportunity.
that we understand
yeah,
the
true.
scale.
I think the main
I
problem
don't
is
think we
nobody
understand the scale
knows
of.
what opportunities they really have out here.
Bro, but
I don't think.
it's 2025. These niggas know. They know they don't want it. They want the fast money, the quick life, the fat microwave results. I get on here all the time and talk about. I pride myself in portraying the regular degular dude life, that you can live a good life. They don't want that. They want superstar. They want the fast life. They want the quick money. They don't want to put their head down, grind, go to the military, go get a trade. They don't want to do none of that shit.
This the thing,
So a
Benny.
lot.
This is the thing to get on my nerves. Me and you, us ones who get on here and actually tell the truth. We speak common sense. We are in the trenches. We see firsthand how we are received on the opposite end of our own people when we simply get on here and talk common sense to them. So to sit up here and be having this delusional conversation about segregation when we can't even have TikTok conversations with our own people without being met with resistance about common sense stuff. I get on here and tell you not to have your daughter listening to Sexy Red because she a bad influence, and you sitting here trying to rally up girls to jump me in my city because you don't like what I got to say. Like, make that make sense. But you think I want to segregate and be with y'all? You think I want to be in a, you think that I want to be sectioned off with y'all? No, I don't want to be with y'all.
I mean, all
So do
black
we
people
only
are
focus on
ratchet.
the
Just
people
you
that
can't equate blackness
want
to
more for
ratchetness.
themselves?
That's a false equivalent. You can't equate blackness to ratchetness. That's a small portion of the population.
I don't
And it's
care what section of it is. I'm telling
not
you that
can't
I don't
equate
want to be
this to
separated
ratchetness.
with all black people. I don't
Go be
want to,
around the
and
white
I'm
folks
not.
then. Take your bad ass around them white folks then.
So should we just focus on our black
And I
people
don't
that
want to be
actually
around
want to
them either.
change?
You know what's a
I
trip,
still
bro?
don't
You know what's a
understand
trip?
how segregation
I
would help
like
our
how I
community.
like how they just took what Dee Dee said and tried to flip it to make it look like she's saying some bad shit. Say,
Well,
bro,
that's always what they
let's
do.
be
You
real,
can't
bro.
equate
Let's be
ratchetness to
real.
blackness. It's not the same
Man,
thing.
hey, bro, I'm a
No, what
DJ.
she's saying
I'm a
makes perfect
check this
sense.
out, bro. I'm a DJ. I'm 48 years old, my brother. I was born in 77. I was one of the ones that we went to the store and motherfuckers told us we had to wait in the back of the line till the white folks went, bro. Y'all need to understand something, dog. That shit, I'm a DJ, bro. Listen, I used to play that shit until I realized how corrupt that shit really is, bro. When
Y'all was just talking about them YNs. Where the fuck you think they get this influence from?
exactly,
What,
bro.
YNs?
Yes. All the the pill popping, the thinking like no consequences, the stealing the Hellcats and running around and doing that. Where the fuck you think they get this shit from?
Exactly,
I
bro.
mean, of
Real
course, the
talk.
music, the influence, the entertainment industry influence.
Right. So for her, so to say that she reaching by equating getting resistance by telling young women to stop letting their young daughters listen to Sexy Red to the point where they want her to get beat up.
That's the
Right.
Like,
ratchet
I mean,
population,
that's the
though. That's
ratchet
not
part of it. That's the
all
ratchet part of
No,
it.
it
but
wasn't
that's a
just the
women.
part. But
ratchet part of it.
that's a part.
Black women that listen
It
to
is it is.
jazz and that read novels. They ain't trying to have her beat up about Sexy Red. They on
I
her
don't know.
side. But we talking about some ratchet bitches. It ain't the same thing.
Bro,
We can
these
stand
are
online.
y'all not understanding, bro. Listen, when you say that's the
Man.
ratchet side of things, how did it get ratchet?
Because man, look, man, because it ain't no learning in the household how our grandparents and our mamas middle class and well-to-do and respectful, right? She learned from her mama, right? And so now when you get these little bitches learning from ratchet bitches, that's the reason why they ratchet. They learning from their mamas.
But I
Right, you
disagree.
learn
So you
classes learned in the house. The reason why there are no middle class black people is because there is no more black middle class. They act
bullshit.
ratchet because they are ratchet,
Bullshit.
right?
I'm
When they
middle
was middle,
class like a motherfucker, dog. I don't know
that's
what you
you.
Yeah.
Hey
talking
man,
about.
look,
And
it's
there's
places.
many of us out here. There are
It's
many of us out here. You see,
oh,
that's the thing we keep trying to tell y'all. Y'all look at what's just in the hood. Y'all don't get outside of the hood to realize, don't y'all know that over 15,000 black men and women graduate from college with degrees every goddamn year?
Yeah, true. True.
we got the lowest college graduation rates too. So
Nah,
we
we ain't
can't
gonna
have
do the
that.
lowest. Nah, we ain't doing that.
We do
You
by
see?
far. Only 16 to
Shoot,
18% of blacks got college degrees. What are we talking about?
we
It's
don't
like
even need
25 to
college
30%
degrees
for
to get as far
Asians.
as we need to get. To be honest,
I
you got
get it, but
trades and
it
Yeah.
everything like else like that.
and then so you get a trade, and then you get up in there, and
Bro,
95% of people that
Bro,
own
but
construction
then when
companies.
you tell, but hold on, because
A lot of trades people don't even know about.
when you hold on, because when you throw out a solution, aka man, go to college.
right.
What is the resistance that I always get? College ain't for
College not for
everybody.
College
Niggas
ain't
everybody.
for
ain't gotta go to
everybody.
Once
College
again,
college.
not for
So you
everybody.
said
but
That's the
saw an
first thing they
alternative.
say. Instead of
at
say,
the
wait,
at the
there's more than college, bro. There's a thing called trade school. There's
Right.
vocational. Like, as many things you
Man,
can go
college is
out there and
fun.
do for
I had fun in
yourself.
college.
Excuse the noise, bro. My kids riding their four
Yeah,
I
wheeler.
mean,
there's a
but
lot of people that do
again,
say
I
something.
mean,
They go to
Benny
college or
Benny
trade.
tells people all the time about how they can make money legally, live a good life, a good simple life without all of the chaos and drama. But because he ain't got no arm spread of money every time he get on here, or he ain't flexing every time about everything that he done purchased material wise, it ain't appealing enough, right? It's got to be the aesthetics. It's got to be you flashing the chains, the money, the luxury cars. It's got to be all of that in order to get their attention to even make them want to listen.
And
And
y'all
then
That's a
not
again,
gonna
if
and
the
that's a
y'all
money
not
ain't
gonna
coming
mindset
sit
thing
fast
though.
enough, they
and y'all
still don't
once
want to hear
again,
you.
That's a
and
mindset thing
y'all
though.
not gonna sit up here and act like that's a small population of black people.
I get it, bro. But once
I don't
again,
think it's a
That's
big
been
population.
forever
I
though.
don't. I
It's
don't.
been like
So
that
y'all
forever
saying
though.
But just like you
educated
said, you
blacks
have a
is a
whole
small
supercomputer in your
population?
hand. You
So
got a
y'all
whole
saying
supercomputer in your
educated
hand.
blacks is a small population?
yeah,
Nah,
That's not
Nah,
true.
big.
That's
college,
not true.
Yeah,
Bro,
it's a
not
yes.
big
black
population to
women.
educate black people.
man,
Like
we
Benny said, you
Women
have
for
a whole
sure. It's
supercomputer
a
in your
high
Less
hand where
than
population.
you can use
20%
ChatGPT and
out of
find places where you can actually get better opportunities. You have millwrights out there. You have fly in, fly out type of jobs. You got all this kind of
Bro,
stuff where you can do.
I've had lives. I'm like I said, I've had lives. We talked about the military. We talked about federal jobs. We talked about contracting. We talked about fucking school. We talked about trades. We talked about. I've given out information about going to be a merchant seaman, MSC ship. I've done this shit. Niggas don't want to do that.
But
So what? So we
there
should just
are some
focus
that
on the
want to
ones
do
that
that.
actually
disagree.
want to do
But
that.
I
if you don't
disagree.
have
I
you don't have the
Everybody's
disagree.
not.
connections
Everybody
to
isn't
bridge
gonna
that, then they
want
gonna
to
work.
do the
I
things that
disagree. I
we
disagree
tell them that we
wholeheartedly, bro.
should
Look,
do.
hey,
But
brothers would rather work a job making $80,000 instead of selling dope if they could. Believe you me,
bro.
right? I'm telling, man. Look, man, to
and
make
it's out there.
okay. Once again, to have access to and to be able to get like it's completely different when you don't really have the resources like that. So you
The
can throw
res-
all these ideas.
the only resource you really need is the phone that's in your hand.
All right. Well, hold on.
So
So once again,
like
the
we
middle black
tell
household.
like
I think
Well,
we
Russ
hold
all
on,
wrong
know
because
hold
what
on,
Russ
hold
where
on,
he
hold
at.
on, hold
Russ
on,
where
hold
he
on,
at
Going
gotta
on.
matter.
hold on.
I was don't, hold on. Can I say something right quick? I really
No,
don't think
no,
that.
no, no, because we had another nigga yesterday in the live that was trying to glorify this street shit and say
I'm not.
there's no other options. I was a product of my environment, as if other black children that grew up right next to these dudes
right
who
next
choosing
door.
street life who didn't choose that shit, but y'all did. You have a choice in this shit. We're like, stop acting like these men don't be having a choice, the opportunity, and like, bro, we not
Hey,
gonna sit here and do that.
Right. I grew up in
everybody
the
got an
worst part of
opportunity. Everybody
Chicago,
got
and I still end up making the way out of there.
Y'all be acting
hold on.
like we did. Y'all be acting like we weren't y'all classmates.
Right.
Like
No,
we
I
did,
get
like
it.
we
So
weren't like we all wasn't at the same basketball courts hooping with
at
y'all
the
niggas
crux
though.
of it,
Right.
hey, at the crux of it, right? I don't think black people understand how bad it really is for black people. So I just got a little data, and I'm just gonna reel this off my head, right? And so somebody said something about Chicago. The middle black household in Chicago is worth $0. Right? 50% of black males in Chicago, 18 to 54, are unemployed or jobless. Right? So what are we talking about? And then in Boston, the middle black household in Boston is worth $8. The middle black household in DC and Miami is worth $11. And we sit up here talking about choices when these young black men don't have choices.
They
They
do
do
have
have a
They
choice.
choices.
do. They
Bro,
do got
I'm telling
They
you,
choices.
Hold
do.
on,
we are
hold on,
worth
50% of
hold
all
on.
black
$0.
men are
Hold
unemployed in
on,
Hell
Chicago.
no,
hold
nah,
on.
hell no.
Stop right there.
Okay.
They
Stop right
just
Nah,
there.
choose
hell
Okay.
not
nah.
to
Go.
not to do any
I hear
better.
y'all.
Stop right there.
Go. Go.
Stop right there.
Go.
Stop right
Go.
there.
50%.
I'm listening.
Again, when I have live telling young men, if you ain't got shit going on, you don't want to go to college, you ain't got shit going on, this and this and
Go to
that,
the
go
military.
to the military. Is that not a choice?
It is.
That's what I
I agree.
did.
Okay.
For
I
So
agree.
sure.
so so I is the
No, they
recruit
do.
okay? If you can
Not.
run this, if you can run up and down a football field, you can run up and down somebody goddamn military field. But
I
they don't
Shoot,
agree.
want
I
to
tell
do that.
I tell people
It,
to
it,
this day to go
it
to the
goes back
military.
to
I grew in
discipline,
Miami,
though.
Florida. I don't know
And
nothing
we
about
got
the
discipline.
Chicago, Georgia, Alabama. I don't know what they got going on. But in Miami, it's a small populated people. I tell people if you ain't got nothing to go to the military.
You're not
So
gonna
I
sit
Go
tell
here.
my
You're
family
train.
that
not
all the
gonna. You're
time.
not
Even
gonna sit
being from
here because
Chicago.
that's why most niggas join is so they don't have to do that shit.
I
Y'all
just
The
don't
thing,
think.
y'all act like
I
we
don't think
didn't
we
grow
like
up in
discipline.
the same places.
the
I don't think
thing
we
that
Exactly.
Y'all
discipline
tell
enough.
this story like we weren't right there next to y'all.
right, bro. And hey, look, there was a saying. I don't know if they still say it these days, but in order to be a man, you must first see a man. Like you have to really and truly want, bro. And once you decide that you want, you put yourself in an environment of people that the type of shit that you want to be, that you reflect yourself wanting to be a part of, bro. You don't just sit and think that it's got to come to you. No, that shit don't work like that. You got to get your ass up and you got to go get what you want, bro. It's real simple.
Again,
Basic.
everybody. Again, here we are in the comments. Well, ain't nobody providing solutions. We're giving fucking solutions. Again, is that they don't want the solutions. They don't want to hear something that actually might fucking work. Again, I say the military all the time. I don't want to go fight no white man war, but you'll go fight your street nigga war.
Shoot, you can go be a millwright.
You
Go
can't
out
even
there and
Make
tell
learn
that
how to
make
do
you
sense.
you
carpentry.
can't even tell
Man,
them to stop
if
having
you
babies with bums and like that's part of helping the community. Stop having babies with bums. You can't even do that.
I heard a street dude tell me one time that I took the easy way out because I went to the military.
I heard so many
But
people tell me
but
that, and I
hey,
was
But
like,
look,
wait a minute.
Check
sometimes
this
that gotta be
out.
a
How's that the
bridge
easy
though.
way out?
check this out, bro. Check this out. This what happened to me, right? I got in trouble. I robbed a bank. You dig?
Damn.
Yeah, straight up. That's why I'm trying to tell y'all, dog. This shit is real basic, like a motherfucker, bro. I robbed a bank when I was 17 years old. I got caught for that shit. You know what I'm saying? The
Tell us how
option
to
they
do
gave me was I could go to the military or go to jail. My
it.
dumb
Hey,
ass, I chose to go to jail because I thought I was hard. Nah,
Dang.
because of I went and wasted that time in jail, I sit back. My little brother went to the military. Though he might be disabled right now, this motherfucker getting $4,000 a month to sit on his ass because he went and served this country. While me, I wasted my goddamn time in jail. I could have been getting this fucking $4,000 a month, bro.
Bruh, like that's it. That's a solution, but they don't like it because it ain't
That's
what they
one
want to do.
solution.
It ain't what they want to hear, so they don't want to do it.
I agree. It's a
But
lot of places in the
you
South.
gotta meet them
Niggas
where they at. Like
ain't.
I think
I'm
y'all be
not.
having like
I don't.
great.
You don't
That's
have
the
to meet
thing.
You
them where
gotta be
they
a
at.
bridge to them.
Because it starts with their
Have to.
mindset.
Nobody.
I don't have to
Mindset,
meet you.
bro.
I don't have to meet you nowhere because them
Right.
niggas, them street niggas don't have to meet you where you at to
I'm
give you a
saying
fucking.
a bridge of communication. Like if I tell somebody, you was in the military too, we both was in the military. If I tell somebody, hey, you fight in a white man country, I'd be like, okay, but look, you can get whatever benefits or whatever, and look at those benefits that you get as reparations. Everybody complain about reparations all the goddamn time. You can go get
Bruh,
them
they
for the
don't.
military you
I
want to.
have
See,
done.
I think
I have
But
had lives doing this. They don't want to do it because it's not what they want to do.
well, you
Yeah, that's why
Right.
you gotta make
Exactly.
Real
it
It's
look
talk.
not
and
what they.
they'll
That's right.
and
find
even
out.
Real
after you
They'll,
get
talk.
out the
they'll find
military,
out.
you can still go to college right after.
Right after. Hey,
Exactly.
Fuck
listen.
them.
I was ignorant to the fact that these people was willing to pay me for robbing a fucking bank. Now, how crazy that might sound if you look and think about it. If I would have went to the military instead of going to jail, I would have been getting
But but
paid
but
to
but they
be
don't
in
want
the
to.
It's proof
military.
that niggas can't be helped.
But where you
They
came
don't
from?
want.
Where you from?
Huh?
Where you from?
I'm from Louisiana, bro.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. They don't want a
Okay.
solution. They want you to tickle their
Someone else,
fucking
they don't want to
feet.
be helped.
Right. They
They just
want you
want
to
to be
tickle.
comforted.
Because if I throw a solution out and you gonna argue with it, I don't like. We talking about getting out. I don't. It's
Mm-hmm.
not gonna be comfortable. It's
Right.
you talking about getting out of a situation, right? Out of your circumstance, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and you don't have nothing. You don't have no skills. You don't have no money to your name. You don't have nothing. So your options are limited. But instead of listening to somebody like myself tell them, hey man, go to trade school, go join emergency men, fucking go to the military, just get on
Oh,
your feet, get you a skill, a trade, an asset, make yourself marketable, and then go do this. They would rather listen to the nigga tell them to go start an LLC scam and do this extra shit so they can get that quick money.
now I got a
They
question.
don't want to work. They just don't want to work. It is
Now I
what
got
it
a
is.
question.
They don't value work.
No, they don't want to
They
struggle.
don't
Like they
value
don't want to
anything
struggle
that
too
involves
much.
work. School is work. It takes school. They don't value
Now
discipline.
imagine.
There's no discipline. They have
Hold on.
no
Imagine.
discipline. That's
Hold on.
call it what it
Imagine.
is. They don't
Hold on.
care.
Hold on.
They don't want to
Imagine
be.
being a
It's part
manager.
of being a man. It's sink or swim. Part of being a man.
Hold
Everybody ain't
on.
supposed to make it. If you ain't good enough to compete, you ain't good enough to make it. Y'all niggas is just gonna fall where the fuck y'all at. It ain't nobody's job to save y'all. Stand the fuck
Imagine.
up and do what the fuck you need to do. It's nobody's job to pamper y'all and baby y'all.
Imagine being a manager and you hear somebody saying that black men don't want to work. And then hold on,
They don't.
everybody else, hold on. But then on the opposite end, you watching TikTok, if the way they characterize Mexicans and everybody else are hard workers, you playing into the propaganda, bro.
It's
So
true.
once again,
It's true. How many?
regardless if it's true or not, why
It's
would you
true.
paint that image?
Because
Why
it's
would you
true.
portray
Because
that?
I'm a realist. Because I'm a realist. Because I'm a
That's
realist. I
bullshit.
grew
Exactly,
up black
That's
Chad.
because I'm a
bullshit.
realist.
Say
That's
I'm a
some,
bullshit.
brother.
realist.
Hey
Say
man,
I'm
listen.
a
some.
Hey
realist.
man,
I'm
I
a
ain't being
Say
no
realist.
hey
some,
bro.
knuckle.
Hey
Don't
The
say
man,
most, the
everybody.
majority.
I got a question. Do y'all
There's
really
no such
like
thing
getting
as
people
all. Are you
lives?
Ain't the
serious?
majority. It ain't the
It's the
majority.
majority.
Come
It's the
on, man.
majority. Because listen,
that's
What
bullshit,
are you
bro.
talking
That's
about, man?
bullshit.
It ain't the
what,
majority of
Hey,
black
Black
people.
I got a
men
question.
if
work
Do
it
just
ain't
y'all
the
like
like getting
everybody
majority,
people
if
else.
it ain't
right?
the majority, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
What
If
you
it
mean? So
wasn't
you
the
gonna tell me that
majority,
black men don't
would it?
work
It
Hold on,
ain't the
hard?
let's go
majority.
somewhere.
Hold on,
We
bro.
It
wouldn't
ain't
be
Are
the
you
having
saying
the
majority.
that?
Hey, I'm
majority
gonna
of
ask
the
y'all
Hold
this
on.
majority of
question.
Like
black
How do
black
you
men.
fight a
men.
If the
mentality?
majority of
How
black
do you
men
fight a
wanted to
mentality?
work, we wouldn't be having this
It's the
conversation.
majority
Are
of
you
We're
ignorant
having this
so?
people. It
conversation
ain't
because the
majority of black
majority
men.
are affected. We're having this
That's
conversation because
No
the
bullshit,
bull.
majority
bro.
are what's affected. If the
None of the
majority of
majority of
black
me
men
affected.
went to
I
work,
can't
if
say
the
it's the
majority of
Everybody
black men
majority.
can't
took care
hustle.
of their
I
Everybody don't
can't say
sell
it's
Benny,
the
guns.
Benny
majority.
is the exception. He is not the rule. Benny's the
Man,
That
exception
is
I
because
can't say it's the
bullshit.
majority.
the majority are not like Benny. That's just
Bro,
what
so
it is.
There's a lot of
I
bennies. There's
can't
a
say
lot
it's
of
a
bennies
I
too.
can't
He's
say it's
not
the
the
Benny's a
majority,
scholar.
majority.
bro.
Benny's a scholar, but there's a lot of
He's
bennies
not the
too.
majority. He's not the
I
majority.
can't
so the
say
He's
it's
the
the
majority. So
exception.
you
majority,
saying
bro.
the
He's the
majority of
exception.
It's
black
a
people?
The
small
majority is
minority.
So you
not
don't vote.
Benny.
So you
The
don't work.
majority
Tate,
is
You don't
not
do
Benny.
nothing.
Y'all need to stop.
it's
The
not the
majority is not
majority.
Benny. I'm not
You
the
don't
it's
do
not
majority
even
nothing.
either.
that.
I'm the exception. I'm the exception. I know I am.
You're an
It's if you
I know
got
I
this
am.
assumption.
negative stare, so
Get
you
Benny
better than
out
gets
of
that shit
everybody
here.
else then,
too.
right? This
Benny's
nigga,
gets
you
that
you
shit
better than
too.
everybody else then, right? Because you
Like
work,
That,
nigga.
Chad, tell just
Everybody
you got to
working.
just
Everybody
break
like,
it
working.
like
down. Half
they
of
don't
y'all
even
ain't even
understand the
married with
definition of
families. So
work.
how could
They
you?
don't even,
How could Benny be the majority when most of y'all
right.
is baby daddies? You baby daddies
Exactly.
to somebody. You don't even have real family structures. How could most of them be Benny?
Exactly. They don't even
Who?
understand the definition of
I ain't no
words.
baby daddy. I'm a ex.
I'm not
Hey,
talking about you specifically, but majority of them are baby fathers. They ain't got no family structures. They ain't got good paying
that don't.
jobs.
They ain't
They
got
ain't
nothing to
got
do.
kids that they
What
taking
that
care
don't
of
got
on a
nothing to do
day-to-day
with
basis. No
working.
majority of them ain't busy.
You
Damn, it
just
sounds like you
How does
love
that
black
happen?
men.
that's super
Hey,
negative right there,
I
man.
And
I
no,
think
but
we
y'all,
supposed to
when
What's
say
y'all
the
that
what's the
publicly.
feelings
I
question of
about
the
think
the
you
topic?
love niggas.
truth,
That's super
until y'all
negative.
I
accept the
think you
truth
love
for what it
niggas.
it's the truth.
The
It's the truth.
majority
What's the
wear.
If
truth? What's the
if it
truth?
The
I'm trying to
wasn't
get
majority
on
if it
board.
wear.
wasn't the
Different about
truth, we
surface
wouldn't be
level
having this
stuff. Like
conversation.
it's
You got to
What's the
start out
truth?
what is the
Okay,
truth.
It's
bro.
I'm
not the
trying to get
truth.
on
You're
Listen,
board.
you
talking
sound like
about a
ain't check.
few.
Bro, you niggas
You're
sound
talking about a
crazy.
few. You ain't
You
talking
niggas
It's
sound
about
in
every
your
crazy.
black
feelings. You're
person.
in your feelings. It's the
What?
I'm not
majority.
in my feelings. You're in
Yes,
your
you are.
feelings.
You don't like the
You're
way
the
that
one
sounds, but it's
who you
true.
the one
It's
who's
true.
saying that all
It's
black
true.
majority of black men don't work. That's your feeling. That's your opinion. The truth
That's
Nah,
is
not my
yeah.
that's
feeling. That's
not
not my opinion. You
true.
can pull up the labor statistics.
Look
I'm
Look
at
it
saying
look.
up.
Benny
Well,
is
I
the
know work.
exception.
Look it
I
I,
up.
said Benny is the exception. Doing it the right way is we wouldn't be having this conversation. We wouldn't be having this conversation. If the majority of black men did what they were supposed to do, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
wait,
We
where you
wouldn't
gonna
have
get
this
That's
used?
simple.
conversation.
Bullshit.
It's
Where
that
where that
simple.
work? What do
Bullshit.
you? I don't get it.
The majority of people don't
That
vote.
simple.
If more people voted, we have more stuff going on
We
with the
wouldn't be
government.
I
black
know.
men would we wouldn't our incarceration rates wouldn't be what they were. Our literacy rates for our black children, black
Incarceration
boys
rates.
Wait,
wouldn't be
everything
what
that
they
are you
happened
are.
talking
today
If
nationwide?
black
was
if the
goal
majority
of something.
if black
Everything that
let
happened
me
today was
finish.
goal of something.
Oh, let him
Go
We
finish.
ahead,
get
my bad.
charged.
Oh, here
No,
we go with the excuses. Here we go with the
the
excuses.
racist
If we
justice system.
did what we were
Nah,
supposed to do, we
nah,
wouldn't be having this conversation. It's just a fact. Y'all
nah.
just want to make excuses. Y'all don't want to
Who is
accept the
the
truth
And
of
who is
what
the
and
it
this
is.
is
majority? You
and this
talking
is
the
what I
nation?
was
Are you talking like America?
and this is what I
Julius,
was saying about the foundation. Everybody in their feelings because our foundation is
That's
fucked
right.
up.
That's right. That's right.
You can't fit the first step is admitting our fuck up.
Right.
Exactly.
We can't fix it if you want to continue to like, bro, it's the cold hard fact. That's what I'm saying. Y'all trying to make it seem like the ratchetness, the incarceration, the street niggas, like y'all trying to make that seem like that's a small populace. It is a bigger populace than y'all would like to admit. And the
It
minute
is
you admit
now.
that,
It is now.
the minute we admit that, we can start to fix that. But
The majority though.
if y'all want to act like they're just a loud minority, and we just ignore them, and they don't have prevalence amongst our community and our culture, we cannot fix it because then you can't fix if you don't want to even address that they exist. And every time we point to it, it's the white man, it's this, it's the system.
All
Like
groups got
But
roots in
here's
this
the
stuff. It's
biggest
the
thing,
fact that
Benny.
black
They
people
love
uplift.
to elevate that group of people until we
Yeah.
start having this conversation, and that's all of a sudden when it starts switching. Like any
exactly.
other time, y'all want
The
to elevate them
majority
and put them
though.
at the forefront of black people
Majority's
and make
high
them
though.
be the
Majority's
stereotype of
high.
black people. But as soon as we
I'm just
want to
saying
have real
majority's high
conversations
though.
about
I agree
elevating
with
and
the
doing better,
majority.
all of a sudden you want to start pulling the good examples of black people who out here living halfway decent.
it's enough to be a problem. We'll say that
It's
it's enough
enough.
to be a problem.
It's enough to be a problem, but it's not the
It's
majority.
enough to be a
I got
problem.
a problem with that.
It's a
But
significant. It's a
Nobody
significant
has
amount to be a problem.
do y'all have these type of conversations with like people that y'all call YNs? First off, anybody under 18, I
They
ain't
don't
calling
want to
YN.
hear it.
I don't call
first of
YN.
all,
They
that
don't want
term
to hear it.
But
is
who do
that's
y'all
the
mean that don't
problem.
hear it? I don't know. I've been
That's
around
the
kids. I've been
problem.
around
That
kids that's
that right there,
that
that
be in 707.
glamorization of the bullshit. We're gonna give them a term. We're gonna make it cool. We're gonna call them YNs. That's the problem. Y'all
I don't
glamorize
call them
every
YNs, but I
facet,
get what
Exactly.
you're
They
saying.
every
glamorize
facet of that
everything
life.
negative.
But
Everything they
y'all did
glamorize
say
it.
this live earlier.
Like,
Y'all said
Okay,
that
okay.
they
say
dumb and
this.
they
Okay. You know
When
how I
wait.
know.
when
You
Tupac
know how I know they don't want to hear this shit. Again, my partner works in DeKalb. He is the only dude I've ever met that really he wanted to be a police officer to help his community, to make an impact, to make a change. The nigga was so happy and the first thing that happened when he got out there, the dude that was taking him on his training shit or whatever for that week or whatever, told him, yeah, bro, that shit'll change. He's like, what you mean? He said, you'll see. A couple months later, he found out exactly what that nigga meant. He said that the dude, he be telling me about the dude. He'll arrest some young dudes, little young street dudes. He'll be in the back trying to spit game to him, trying to talk to him. Hey man, this road you heading down. There. 2 months later, he pull up to the gas station, do an investigation. He watching the video. The same dude he be talking to
to in the backseat of the car, laid out, stretched down in the fucking street. They don't want to hear the shit, bro. They don't want to
It
hear
is
the
what
shit.
it is. They don't want to hear it. They
Like
don't give a fuck.
I
They
can't
it's
want
a
say
to do
that.
game.
that.
I
I've
can't,
never.
It's a
bro.
game to
It's
them,
crazy.
bro.
Black people get
I,
blamed for
I'm with
Y'all
certain
you on that.
too.
shit.
I'm with you.
Y'all
It's a
too, because
game to them.
somebody
I'm
speak the
with
truth.
you.
Y'all want to argue against the person speaking the truth.
This
Y'all
man, he
too.
would
It
literally,
ain't them. Y'all too.
Like
he literally, the last couple, he said, like, he'll send me the fucking body cam. He tried to talk to two little young cats he arrested. They tell him, "Oh, you a broke ass nigga. You a police officer. You ain't got no money. I got more money than you. Shut up, nigga."
Right.
As he's taking them to
Right.
jail.
You can't save
Right.
everybody. Some will listen,
And
some will
somebody
not.
that
Most,
ain't seeing them
most,
is crazy
most,
and
most.
brainwashed.
You can't
We gonna
say
make it
Most
seem
most.
like
ain't
it's
This
all
listening.
is
I
good.
can't say
this is the
most.
prevalent.
I can't do
This is
most.
the prevalent. This is the
again,
thought process of most. Are y'all being serious? See, this one, y'all not even being serious.
again,
Whew.
Most of them think like
Exactly. And
that.
that's
Y'all
why
act
you
like
can't
we
have no
didn't break.
real conversations with them, Chad,
Bro,
because
No,
just
they
say
just
y'all
did not
scared of
agree.
black
they did
people,
not.
and you
No,
just say you're
what are you
scared
talking
of
about,
black
motherfucker?
people,
We
bro.
we
You
can
don't fuck
speak
with
like
black
this
people
because
like
we
that.
grew up black.
again,
Look, we grew up black. We know we was
again.
sitting in class with y'all. We know what the fuck y'all think, how y'all think. We know that we was the minority. Just a black kid that want to sit there and do their fucking work and pay attention in school and class. That's the minority. The rest of y'all niggas was out there clowning. Y'all act like we wasn't there with y'all.
They
Y'all was
definitely act like
clowning
nobody was
and
there.
then y'all want to act like it's somebody else's problem for how y'all life turned out. It's nobody else's problem. Y'all motherfuckers was clowns, so you're gonna have a clown ass future. Y'all was clown ass kids, so you got a clown ass life. That's
What
just
you
the way the
always
fuck
say,
it
Chad,
is.
we knew back then you wasn't gonna
We
amount
knew
to
back then
nothing.
you weren't gonna be shit, but y'all act like this shit is like some system, motherfucker. Your mama told you
It
to go to
is a
school and pay
system,
attention
bro,
and
because
listen
of
to
all
the
these
teacher.
social
Your
norms.
mama told
And
you to go
Look
to
at
again,
how
school and
kids had to
listen and
go
pay
to
attention
school.
to the teacher. You didn't want to do that
My
shit.
bad.
Your mom, that's all you have to do. Everybody do that. Everybody knew that life only lead two ways, dead or in jail. Knew that shit before you even started motherfucking school. Be fucking real. Y'all niggas make choices. And you are dealing with the consequences of your choices. It's
Exactly. They
simple
don't
as
want to
that.
own up
hard
and
But let me
take
truth,
say this though.
responsibility for the
hard
choices
truth,
that they made.
hard truth,
Nah,
bro.
man.
Some hard truth right here.
Y'all acting like what you didn't have in school didn't affect how you was in school. Like all these
Like
kids that
you
You
was
have,
wanted
getting
you
to
act
kicked
like
impress
out
the
of
you
boy. You
school for
a
wanted to
not
unique
take
having
pictures
these
in
experience.
class
clothes,
and
not
make
You
having these
act
everybody
shoes.
laugh, and you
A
wanted to
lot
be
of
the
people
act
class
like
not
you
clown.
have
You
a
doing
wanted
that,
to
bro.
show
unique
off for the girls.
experience.
Like, be for real for why you was acting out in class. You was doing it because
Right.
you wanted to be popular. You wanted to show off for the girls. You wanted to be popular to the other boys. It didn't have nothing about no system or nothing else besides the fact that you wanted attention on you and you was willing to disrupt the class or anything else to get it.
They act like
Yeah,
they
because the
have a
kid probably not
unique
getting attention at
experience.
home.
You
So he
you
gonna try to
act
get
like you
somewhere
have a
else.
unique experience. Nothing you experience is unique. You act like your life is special. Motherfucker, everybody got a story. That shit don't make you motherfucking special. It make you common, regular, basic. You not special. You went through the same shit as everybody else who was we was all sitting in the same classroom because we was all going through the same shit, born in the same environment to the same type of motherfucking parents, making the same fucking money. You act like you was fucking different. Nothing
All right.
about you is special, nigga.
Not exactly
That's
sure
your
why he
problem.
cussing at all us, but you all right?
Nigga
Hey
ain't no
yo,
cuss words, so be quiet. Y'all need to
You
quit
seem a
playing.
little
Like, be
upset.
fucking real.
All right,
Be
little fruit booty.
real, y'all.
Listen, you seem a
It's
little upset.
impossible to. No,
Hey,
nigga, I'm having grown ass
hey,
conversations
hey,
with
so
grown
you,
ass men who want to make
nah,
excuses. Y'all
grown men
sound,
don't curse at other grown men like
Nick.
that. But all right,
I
I hear
know.
what you're
So
saying.
now, niggas a
When it
curse
came to
word.
when it
Niggas a
came to when
curse
it
word.
came to
Niggas a
who brought
curse
up
word.
incarceration?
You see how
You're in your
conveniently
feelings.
they
You're in your
they
Who
they
brought
feelings.
push everything. Like
who brought
now
up
all of a sudden they don't want
incarceration
to hear
Right,
here?
that,
right.
even though they call each other that on a day to day basis.
Who
Exactly. Now they
brought
don't
up
want to hear it.
incarceration?
Now they want to nitpick shit. Now they
Who
want to
brought up
nitpick shit. Like,
incarceration?
I brought up incarceration. Is that not a problem in our
Yeah.
community? Is
Nah,
incarceration not a problem?
it's really not.
It's not. Okay. Oh. Oh.
1,807 out of 100,000 black men go to prison. So that's about
Okay.
1.8%.
And how
So
many?
no, it's not
And
really.
do that
So no,
percentage
it's
to
not. Wait,
every
hold up,
other
hold up.
race?
You
Do the
asked me a
percentage?
question. That means
We're
you're about
not
to let
about to.
somebody else talk,
We
bro.
can turn this into a
Nah,
math
you about
class.
to
So
hold
here
up,
we go.
hold up.
Here we
We
go.
I don't.
cool, we
I
We're
don't
cool.
gonna
want to
I'm a
act
answer
math
like
that.
major. I have a
I
we're
math
don't want
gonna
to
degree,
ask the
act
question.
like
and I'm about to.
incarceration isn't a
Bro,
problem.
you just
We're gonna
asked a
act like
question.
incarceration isn't
I'm
a problem.
answering it, so let me
It's a
answer it.
fucking
You
problem.
said, "Is it a problem?" And I'm telling you,
It's a fucking
How
problem
did we get to
not
incarceration?
in terms of us as black
because he
men.
wants to
But
nitpick something.
hold up. Hey, bro, you gonna let me finish talking, or you gonna keep talking? And you sound like a female right now. Settle down. 1,807 out of every 100,000 black men go to jail. That's about 1.8%. No,
And
it's
how
not
many of
uncommon.
white
There's
men go to
19.
jail?
That's
Do
not
that
the
same
point.
do
You
that
didn't
same
ask
figure
me.
for white men. That's not big. the point.
Do you
You
understand what the
asked if it
word
was a
disproportionate means?
you asked if it was
Disproportionate.
a problem.
Disproportionate.
You
I
asked
know
if
the
it was
math
a
you're talking
problem
about.
with that.
Yes, that is
All
a
right,
problem.
she want to talk. We'll let
That's
her
a
talk real quick.
problem.
Go ahead,
That's
finish.
a problem
Finish. Go
because
ahead,
it's
go.
called a disproportionate amount of black men are affected by the criminal justice system. And then you're trying to
What is
compare it to the overall
that has
population,
nothing to do with what
motherfucker.
we're talking about right now. You
Motherfucker,
asked
I
if it was
haven't.
a problem. In
Yes,
terms of
because
it
it's
being
a
a problem, if there are 19
disproportionate
point,
amount.
if there
That's
listen, if
disproportionate. Do you
there's
understand what that means?
19.83 million black men, then 1% of us is not necessarily a
It's
problem, bro.
disproportionate. Do you
So
understand what
what?
that means? So that
So
is the
what?
How many
problem.
black people in jail?
Disproportionate is the
What's
problem.
So if it's
what's the
Right,
number
so
of
if
black
it's a
right.
people in
How
problem.
do
jail?
we make up 13% of the population, but the majority of prisoners?
Okay,
A
so if it's a
disproportionate,
problem,
a
so if it's a problem,
disproportionate amount
all
of
right, bro,
prisoners.
we heard you. All right,
You
we
don't
heard you. So if it's
understand
a problem,
fractions?
so if it's I
God
understand fractions
damn.
better than you. You don't even know how to multiply and divide fractions. I understand fractions better than you, bro.
Motherfucker,
I
let's
have a
not go
math
We don't
there.
get
degree.
all
All
that.
right,
We don't
bro,
get
Let's
settle
all
not
that.
down.
go there.
We
Settle
ain't
Let's
gonna
down,
get
bro.
not
I
all
go
have
that.
a math
there.
degree.
Because we
You're
can
not
go
smarter than
there,
me.
but we're
Let it
not gonna
go.
go there. We're not gonna
You
go
can't go
there.
there with
We're
you
not gonna
can't
go
go
there.
there with me, bro. You couldn't compete mathematically
Nigga,
with me, bro. Let it go. Let it
nigga,
go. I have a math
let it
degree,
go.
bro. Let it
Let
go.
let
You're
that go.
not better
Let it
than me
go.
in math. Settle
Let
down.
it go.
But
Let
at
it
the
go.
end of the day,
Let it go.
even if it is disproportionate, what are you trying to?
That's the
What point are you
problem.
making?
Disproportionate means
A
if something
problem
is
for who? A
disproportionate,
problem
that means
how?
that it is the problem. That is the
Okay,
problem.
okay, fine. You said that about 9 times. A problem how?
Okay, so what are you not understanding?
I'm not understanding what you mean by a problem.
Disproportionate is the problem.
Disproportionate. Why is that a
Proportionate.
problem? Why is that a
If it
problem?
was
Why is that
proportionate,
a problem?
if it
Why
was
is it a problem?
proportionate, it wouldn't be a problem. But when something is disproportionate, it is the
Why
problem. That
is
is
it a
why it is
problem? Why is it a
because
problem?
it is not proportionate.
Okay,
That's
so
why
it
it is
wouldn't
a
be. So
problem.
wait, so what you're telling me is that it wouldn't be a problem if it were proportionate.
If it was proportionate, because it wouldn't be an issue in our community. If it was proportionate, if the amount
What?
of criminals, if the amount of black men who are incarcerated truly was proportionate to the amount of white men that are incarcerated, we
All
wouldn't
right,
be
all
having
right.
this
So how many
discussion
white men are
about incarceration.
incarcerated? All right, so how many
Pull it
white men
up,
are
pull it
incarcerated?
up, pull it up,
You
pull
want
it
me to
up,
find it? All
and
right,
pull
hold
up
on.
their
I'll be right back. All right, all right, hold on. I'll be right
population.
back. All right, hold on. I'll be
Yeah,
right
Are
because
back.
y'all
there's
doing like
150,
nationwide stuff,
there's
like the
over
whole
150
USA?
million white men and white people in this country. There's over 150 million white people in this country. So again, that's a disproportionate amount. Their population far exceeds ours more than double. That's a problem. We should not have this many black men affected.
Incarceration is a problem if it disproportionately impacts black men because that removes black men from households to cause the systemic problems we sit here and complain about all the fucking time. Like
Exactly.
if it's
That's
not
where we got the
there
problem right
because
God,
of
do you
now.
know how many
incarceration,
That's the problem right now.
the white population
Is
is
that
huge? None of
we
our
don't have a
numbers.
linear family right now. That's what we
But
really struggling at.
why is it that out of all the categories that you can compare black men and black and white men to, the only category that we beat them in is incarceration? That is disproportionate. That is a problem. That is what disproportionate
Oh
means.
wow.
That is a problem.
I
That's
Wow.
gotta
what we
disagree
don't
with you
get.
right there, my man. I think we
It's
also
true.
gotta look
Oh
at
my
it as
God.
we are coming from a I would say we can't look at each other as equals when we were oppressed
Listen,
for a good
here we go with
proportion of the
this.
time. That's
Here we go
like
with this.
saying
Can I
Here we
say
go
let's
with this.
start 2 miles
That
in a
is a
I
race.
think
It's a
problem.
10
That is
mile
a
race and you got a
problem.
2 mile head start. We
It's
all
can't
right.
a
I
we
think
can't
problem.
this.
be
I,
compared.
We're not talking about income. We're not talking about money. We're not talking about educational attainment. We're talking about incarceration. We should not beat them there. If we're not beating them in anything,
But
that's a
who are the
problem.
But
ones
that's the
that's
reason why a lot of
So
these
who are
guys
the
therefore,
are
ones
that's a
that's
incarcerated. It's because
actually
of money.
if you
It's
look
so
at
because
it's
it
a
of things
here,
they
problem.
didn't have.
So
we
it's a
don't have
problem.
judges, we don't have lawyers, we don't have income to be able to defend ourselves in a court of law.
Okay.
So then you
Okay.
got people
Okay.
that's dealing with
Okay.
these
Violent
weak
crime.
public.
Violent crime. We're talking about violent crimes. Violent
Are we
crimes.
Okay,
talking
and
about votes? I'm talking
Meaning
about
somebody
see
should
votes
now
have
right
you
quit
now.
trying.
cherry picking, my brother,
Here we go.
because
No, no,
now
no. We don't even got to talk
we
about
went
like.
from
Listen, here
incarceration
we go. Here
to
we go with this.
just
Now
violent
the
crimes.
excuses. They're excuses. These are
I,
excuses.
I get I
Let's
get
be
it. It is an
real. Am
excuse,
I
but
going to
we
have a
also have
conversation
to
with
look at it
grown
in a
men?
holistic standpoint.
Are
If
we
we
going
want
to
to
have
just look at
conversations
it
with
and
grown men?
cherry pick it from one
These
point, it's there's that
nobody's cherry
holistic
picking.
point we got to look at as well.
No, y'all
Yes,
are
we
cherry
are
picking.
behind.
I said
We are
incarceration.
partially responsible for
Y'all are
being behind,
nitpicking.
but we do have a
It
counterpart.
is what it is. It is what it
There's
is.
enough blame to share. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, So that's what I mean. You want me to make you feel better by blaming somebody
Oh
else?
no, I don't
But you
need
guys
to.
want to
Trust
feel
me, brother.
better.
I'm educated. I am working. I'm talking about our community. We got to look at our
But Chad,
community,
To
how
fix
can
right?
you
anything, you
fix
got to
anything
acknowledge
that you
what the
talking
fuck
about
it
by speaking
is.
about it?
Just
Right.
acknowledge it is what it is.
We
Stop
got
making
issues in our
excuses.
community that we have to
All
look
right,
at, but
Okay.
we also
So
know
what
that
is
there
the
is a
so I
reason
got
system
the
at
why?
number.
Okay,
So
but
So
if
so
you
I got
so
the
now
acknowledging
number. I got
incarceration.
that.
what
I
is the
got
Since
that
now
white.
we
problem?
I got
agree
that
that
white
incarceration
incarceration
is a
number right quick,
problem,
bro.
it is a
what are the
problem.
reasons
I
why?
agree,
Hey,
Okay.
but we
hey,
So
got to also
why
look
are
hey,
we
at
being
say,
incarcerated?
hold on,
Why are
hold
we
DSW
up,
being
hey, hold up.
realized
incarcerated?
our neighborhoods, right?
What?
Hold
Why
up,
are
hold
we
up.
being
I got
incarcerated?
that. Hold on, real quick. I got that
Why are we
number
being
for you, bro.
incarcerated? Since we agree
You
it's a
said you wanted to
problem.
know the population of white men that were incarcerated. It's 214 out of every 100,000. You know what percentage that is? It's
I
0.2.
just I honestly
All right,
don't
wait,
think
hold on, hold
this
on, hold
is
on. It's 0.
this
Wait,
is
hold on, bro,
necessary.
hold on, bro. Just let me give you the
Bro,
number
I'm
because you
sorry,
asked
but
for it.
we've been sitting here doing
Hold
this
on, bro.
back
You
and
just
forth.
asked for the number though.
Bro,
That's why I
listen,
came back. I
I
went and got
haven't
it. I
got a
went and
chance
got it.
to talk, brother.
All right, hold on. I'm
I
gonna let you
haven't got
talk.
a
I'm just
chance to
giving you the
talk. But
numbers real quick. I'm
listen,
gonna
we
let you. I'm gonna
doing
let
the
you rock. I
same
ain't like,
circle,
hey,
and
bro. I just
it's
said I'm gonna
not
let you talk.
it's
I'm just
not
coming back to
conducive.
answer his
I'm
question.
sorry, like
I'm
I'm
not. I'm
seeing the
not finna.
math is whack, dog.
All right,
We
bro. Okay, that's
understand
wonderful,
we
bro. Now everybody else asked to
the
hear the
math is
numbers though,
whack, dog.
but they asked to hear the
Go
numbers though.
ahead,
So we're
Moses.
gonna get
Just throw out the numbers so we can move on.
right. So it's 214 out of every 100,000. That equates to about 0.214% of the white male population. Black men are at 1.8%. Hey, math man, do you know the distinction between those two numbers? I'll give it to you. It's about 1.6. So you said that us being
There's
in disproportionate.
105 million white men in this country.
What
105
the hell is
Very
million.
going
good, very good. And then now we're going to take that number, and do you know how to find the percentage of how many men are incarcerated? They did it by 100,000, and that's 214. So 214.
Why are we talking about?
So
Why
what
are
you're
we talking
looking
about
for is a
percentages?
percentage
on?
because you just asked me to go find it.
606.
Yeah. So
I
it's
want to
so
know
the
the
distinction in
population.
terms.
I
So
don't
the
want to know what, like, I want to know how many people, how many black people is in jail right now, and how many white people in jail right now. I
right.
don't care about the
Right.
percentages.
Okay. So
The
if we're
percentages
talking
Hey,
about
don't.
it's
if we're
disproportionate. This
talking
math
about, I
shit,
just gave
you're
you the
trying to
number,
break it
bro.
down to make it,
Bro,
you're
if you
trying to
just
break it
listen, I
down to
just
make it
gave you
say
the
something that
number.
we
If you
already
listen, I
know the
just
truth.
gave you the
Bro,
number.
what's the
You're
solution?
What
trying
is
to,
number?
What
What
is
is
right.
the
number
And
doing,
even
though?
with,
PTR,
I
dog?
don't know
What
what
is
these
the
numbers
even with
doing.
solution?
yours, Moses, even with the numbers that you gave, it's disproportionate. You just want to
Yeah,
make it
you're
sound,
talking okay,
we're
and the
not that
disproportionate,
much
right?
more.
Okay, but what I'm
Yes, we
saying is the
are.
disproportionate
That's a
rate that you're talking
problem.
about, the
That's a
disproportionate
problem.
rate that you're talking about is a distinction between about 1.6. All right, so you're saying that
And
1.6 in terms of
and
its
millions of
distinction.
people.
All
These
right,
are
I
these are
heard
not
you,
just
bro.
1.6 as a small number. We're
Okay,
just
all right,
these
I
are
heard
tens
you.
of
I
millions of
heard you.
people.
I heard
Like
you. So what
there
I'm
are more
asking you
white men
for,
in this country than total
okay,
black people. There's only
okay,
50 million
congratulate,
black
right.
people.
But
So
that's why we
again,
do it by percentage because we want to
right,
know
which means you
percentage
sound
wise.
ridiculous trying to justify this with anything. We know what
This
it
is
is.
not a
We know it's a problem
justification.
in our
I haven't even
community.
made an
You're
argument. What
trying
are you
to
talking about a
minimize it. We
justification?
we all agree that is a problem. The fact that all of us can name somebody who has been incarcerated, if not the person themselves, we know that this is a problem. We don't need to have you go through and do all this. We know the problem it is a problem in our community.
What are you
So
talking about
moving
right now?
forward to address the problem of incarceration, we can talk about solutions to that. We're not going to sit here and pretend like it's not an issue. We know that it is. You
No,
trying
you
to
don't agree
minimize
on
it
that.
doesn't
That's just my point. If
you're
one
trying
point,
to minimize it.
that's
We
just my
know it's a
point.
problem.
If
We're going
that,
to move forward. Who want to talk about solutions to
all right. Anyway,
incarceration
you
because
you
we
can
know
move
it's a
forward. I'm gonna
problem.
go ahead and finish what I was saying.
You can
If
drop.
it's such a problem, then tell us what the problem is and why it's a problem. The reason you gave me that it was a problem is because it's disproportionate. Is that
Yes.
is okay? So it's disproportionate. All right. Why does that mean it's a problem?
That's what we're going to talk about now. We can talk about
Because
solutions. Why are we in
what I just asked you, hold up, bro. Because what I just asked you was, if it weren't disproportionate, would it still be a problem? You said no. In other words, if we were
if it
equally
right,
imprisoned as much as white people, then
it
it
wouldn't be a
wouldn't be a
problem because our
problem.
numbers would be
Which
so
right,
drastically reduced because our
which
population
tells me that you
compared to
don't
them
feel
is
yeah.
drastically
So
lower.
which tells
It is
me that you think?
drastically lower.
Oh, calm
It's
down, bro. So
I'm
which
not
means
going to
that
sit
you
here and say
think
that that it would be. I'm not going to sit here and say that a reality would be for no black people to be incarcerated. For no, it's not even a reality. I'm saying that if our numbers were proportionate to theirs, there would be drastically lower amount of black men incarcerated if they matched.
I've already thrown out why it's a problem.
Right.
I'm trying to figure
It's
out.
a
I'm trying to
problem.
figure. Right. That's Benny. That's where I was trying to get to. He said it was a problem, but the
Well,
reason he
but
gave for it being a problem.
I've stated why it was a problem, but we keep talking about numbers.
No. I'm saying, Benny, he said that it was a problem also, but his reason for it being a problem
Well,
was because the numbers are
well,
disproportionate.
instead of nitpicking his problem, like let's address what I stated. Why those numbers equate to why it is a problem,
Okay,
which
so I'll
is
begin with
if
the
we
one
are
that you gave me.
disproportionately impacted by incarceration rates and in jail instead of in the homes with our families and in the communities that we need to be building, then it's a problem.
Then that might make better sense, Benny. That was my point. His reason for it being a problem
We
is just
said the
because it
same
was
thing.
disproportionate to white men. That was my
Well,
point for
because
saying
it
I said
is,
it.
because
Right. It
if
doesn't make
more
any sense. That doesn't make any sense.
but it is because more of us are impacted, disproportionately impacted, which means we have higher numbers of it, which means more of us are taken from the home.
Right, Benny. So are you saying that it wouldn't be a problem if we were proportionately impacted by it?
It would be less of
Right.
a problem.
Exactly.
It
Thank
would
you.
It wouldn't
Exactly,
be.
Benny. There
It
you
would be
go.
a reality. It would be. Are you really
yeah,
going to
it
say
would
that that the goal is to have 0%? No, that's not realistic. It would be a reality. It would be a feasible reality. The community would look so much better if our percentages were the same when it comes to incarceration, because that means that so many more black men would not be affected by a criminal justice system. If our percentage number, if our percentages matched and did not exceed theirs, it would have a greater impact on our community because there's less of us. You not understand proportions. 500,000 black men that have free 500,000 less black men with criminal records would mean a much bigger deal to the black community than 500,000 less white men that have criminal records, because there's more of them.
That's not
It would be
that's
a
not smart
greater
math.
impact
No,
on
no,
us.
that wouldn't mean. That just
Oh
means
my God!
percentage wise, it would be
There's
the
no
same.
way. You
If
supposed to
we
be.
were
Ain't
both
no way.
equal, if
Done.
we were
Done.
both,
Let's
if
talk
we
about
were both
solutions.
equal,
Let's
we're not
solutions.
equal in
Move on.
population.
Move
We're
on.
not equal in.
Right. That's the whole point. So 500,000 would make a bigger impact on us than it does to them because
Like
we're not equal
he
population.
just trying to argue, man.
Right.
We done got stalled because he just trying to nitpick and argue. I can't. We can't.
Exactly. Like, we cannot say that if 500,000 less black men had a criminal record, that wouldn't be a big deal. That would be a big fucking deal that we would feel. Like, let's be serious.
We got goddamn. Brian, if I got another slot open, not. Oh yeah. One more. Let's see. I'm trying to bring fellas up here. I ain't really
Bruh.
trying to.
I'm on mute this whole time. Do y'all
Yeah.
be in y'all communities for real? I really want to know.
Say that.
Like, do y'all be in y'all community? We was first talking about young men and all that. Then we got into the topic of incarceration and stuff. And in my head, I'm like, those are people that made decisions, they got caught up and all that. But I wanted to go back to actual young men that's under 18. Do y'all like be in the communities like that? Like, as far as not just talking to them, but like going to like the 7-on-7 games, 7-on-7s of football, like AAU, being able to talk to them. Because I always say you have to be a bridge. You can talk all, like the dude I'm using as an example, not a bad way. You can talk all these numbers to one of them kids that grew up in inner cities. They ain't trying to hit none of that if they ain't got no relation to it. So building that relation, that bridge concept is like, you'll create better kids and they'll make better decisions. Let's go to it. You can talk trade school, you can talk school, you can talk going to the military stuff. So my question is, do y'all actually be in the communities of where these people be at to impact their
Yes.
lives?
A lot of
Yes.
a
Yes.
lot of these
Moving
dudes,
forward, solutions. Solutions.
who do all
Yes, a
this big
solution.
talking don't be. The ones who
Yeah,
get
yeah.
on here and be so pro black and do all this big talking, they
They
don't.
don't. They don't even be in the. They don't even take
Right.
care of the black kids they created.
I was
So
just there
again,
to say they don't even be at their own kids' football and basketball games. You think they're gonna be at some random in a random hood talking to some boys that they don't even know? No, they
Yeah.
not.
right, and
Now,
not to mention, this is the largest social media platform in the world. They don't even get on here and speak positivity with their platform. They'll get on here and their entire platform that they know young men are watching. Young men are being impacted by thousands, by the hundreds and thousands. They don't do nothing but talk shit about black women.
Right.
They don't even
Like
get
they
up
can't
here
even
and
give
yeah.
a platform for
they're
positivity, and you think that they go into communities and doing something.
Now, I asked that because I was living in Houston last year, and I always been part of 7-on-7. 7-on-7 camps are kids that's under 18. They started like 7 years old. It always runs through January through May. And these kids, it was before I got on the live. They was like, oh, YNs are dumb, YNs are this, that. And I believe these kids are really smart. Like they learned a new way. They know social media and stuff. Depending on what man they have in the household, it's the same topic under the same roof. But I feel like these kids are actually smart, actually can go places, especially if you talk to them more, then they'll be way in a better place than we are today.
Yeah, but I think that's again the biggest point that it keep going back to, which is that's why people like Benny have platforms to talk to those boys and tell them the difference. We know they smart.
For sure.
The problem is that they ain't listening. It's the fact that we trying to
Well,
tell them to take that
I think
intelligence and
if
put
you
it
don't mind me,
in a positive place, but they're not taking that intelligence and putting it in a positive
And
place.
this another cold hard reality that people don't want to accept. Like y'all act like we were not teenagers.
Yeah.
Like we don't like these but these kids have social media. If they can navigate to Fresh and Fit, they can navigate to all these other different alt-right pipeline podcasts or like if they can find that, they can find the shit they supposed to find. But they don't want to find that.
But I think like personally, for me, like I just turned 19, so it's like one of my homeboys and his brother. He's in an AAU team. They literally just went to state. The next week he went to jail. Oh, it's called juvie. He went to juvie the next week because like it's like the environment
Watch.
he in. Like he got bad influences all around him. Like so, it's like he don't
What did he
want to
do?
do it.
What did he
He
do?
don't
What
want to
did he
get away
do?
from his homeboys. He don't want to do
But
that.
what did he do? What did he do specifically that sent him to jail? What did he do?
Robbery.
Oh, and why did he rob? Because he felt like it was cool. He felt like that's what being a black man meant.
Nah,
Like,
you
what
can't
was the reason?
put that on them.
I'm asking him.
Go ahead.
I'm
You
asking
got
him.
it.
I ain't gonna put this whole thing up, like some report out there, but basically they went up to somebody's crib. The person came out. They saw them because they have masks. I don't know why he did that. They don't have masks. But they came out. They arrested him. Like, the next day, went to his mother's house, asked for him, and then now they had get him booked and all that. But that
Okay,
was
exactly. And until you
It's
get at the
simple peer
root of why
pressure.
he did what he did, then because the reason why he did what he did, I'm sure we all know, but people just don't want to admit it.
I mean,
There would be no
this
solution.
is not. This
Can I
is my
say something?
homeboy's brother. So like, and we always have talked to him like saying like, you gotta get away from your homeboys. You gotta get away from them, dog. You gotta.
So
But
It's
if
like
you do
he the
better,
one. Like he the one.
mentality
Like
is
he
deeper than
do
that.
all these things. Like
It's
he's the
deeper.
one to do it.
So he knew better.
Yes, but a lot of them know better. A lot of them.
Absolutely.
So
It's
we
peer
can
pressure.
so we cannot blame their environment. You cannot blame who they grew up around. He knew better. Y'all told him better. He didn't want to do it.
He did it because
He made his own choice.
Like even for like my cousin. Even like going back to like my cousin. He literally just turned 18. He literally just turned 18 like a few days ago. And his like mother, he told him like he a smart kid, but when he get around certain people, he just like all of a sudden he turns into like the one. Like, all of a sudden
Because
he
he
a drug
wants
dealer
to be
when he
cool.
get
He
around certain
wants to
people.
fit in. Because there are other
There
smart
it
kids
is.
that grow. There are other guys who are on his team that are just as smart as him, I bet. Probably live in the same place as he does, and they did not choose that because they don't want to fit in.
Hey, panel.
Y'all don't
Exactly,
I
Benny.
told
understand
Tell
cause
the
and
homeboy
truth.
like he
this
want
is
to
what
go
I
to
want
Thank
to
you,
say
the
to
Benny.
Benny.
Panel.
It's
Tell
like
the truth,
it's like
Benny.
they don't understand cause and effect. Anytime you take negative stuff and continue to pedestalize it, glamorize it, then we're so far in it at this point in 2025. We should be shaming that type of activity so much that
Exactly.
you don't even want to participate in it no more.
But they
But the
don't,
fact
Dana.
that
Remember
we're
the
not
live
They
even
yesterday?
don't.
there,
The
They
live
the
try and
fact that
yesterday.
we're
shame the
not
people who
even
speak
there in
against it.
2025 where people still think it's cool to run in somebody's house. You still think it's cool to be selling drugs to your own community. We should be so far in the shame that you shouldn't even want to participate in it. You should think it's cool by this point to be actually out here getting your money the right way and living halfway decent. But you
That's
not
it.
because we still backwards as a community.
Dog, we had the
That's
live
it right there.
yesterday.
We
We
it's
had the live
cool. It's
yesterday. The
cool.
nigga said we asked the man straight up if you could go because he was in the streets selling dope. And we said, bro, if you could go back and you could change that and not do it, would you do it? Crickets.
Exactly.
Look.
I think
Stop.
it's because it's like I'm gonna say this like
Stop.
about my cousin. Like
Make a
like
question.
Josh said this about the military earlier. Like a lot of homeboys, I told my homeboy, "Hey, go to the military, bro." He told me, "I don't want to do that." I'm like, "Well, go to Job Corps because I'm in it right now. Go to Job Corps. Yeah, get your license, do something."
But ain't no
No, wait,
options.
wait.
They don't have no options though.
No, hold on. Wait, I want to ask
He
you
like,
shit.
nah, I don't want to do that either. So I'm like,
nigga, what am I do at this point? I don't. Like, I'm talking to his mother. He like, what am I get him to do? Because he don't want to do nothing. What do you want to do?
Now what? Now you
So
ain't got to take me to the area. What like state you in? Like I want to ask.
I'm in Ohio.
What's your name? The 19-year-old.
Ohio.
19-year-old. What's your name?
DJ.
DJ. I like to call everybody by the name. That's why. So I'm saying with like Benny. I feel like you can't save everybody, but I feel like that kid was in AAU, so he was doing something positive. Do you know?
Dog, you can't.
No,
he just said that they was telling his cousin, they was trying to guide him in the right direction. He didn't want to do it.
Yeah, he got his own choice. He made his own choice. I agree. I totally agree.
I think, like we think we could, like, okay, yeah, we know how these adults is, but there are kids out here you just can't save too. It's kids out here that just ain't gonna be shit.
Right. And then this is the problem too. We put all this focus on all the kids who don't want to be shit, who know better, who choose to do work, instead of focusing on the kids that's actually doing right. Those are the kids who need encouragement. Those are the kids who the damn lives need to be about. Because
you got to think about this, Chad. Look how they celebrate these boys when they get out of jail versus when they graduating from school.
I was about to say that. I was about to say that.
Exactly.
You put on a bigger show
all we do is focus on them naked motherfuckers
in prison than you do when he actually out here making real accomplishments. He out here going to college, but you show out better when he get ready to get released from prison and jail.
Exactly. Fuck them criminals. Can we bring up the kid? Can we bring up the 19-year-olds that's doing business? Can we bring up the 19, 18, 19, 17, 20-year-olds that's out here doing business, that's taking care of business and doing shit the right way? Those the motherfuckers who need platforms from now on, because an ain't shit motherfucker is gonna be an ain't shit motherfucker. That's the way it is. I want to celebrate the right.
Do y'all like? I ain't gonna say y'all know him directly in person. I don't know that. But do y'all like if they post on Instagram, they post on TikTok? Do y'all like send, hey, congratulations, like I'm glad y'all did that. Do y'all send that to them random strangers normally?
Yeah.
Anytime
I only celebrate the good,
especially if I see a young black dude graduating, doing something positive, I definitely go into them comment sections, or I send them a direct message and I tell them, I see you, keep going.
And speaking of which, one of the dudes I celebrate just kept on the panel. T. Will, I celebrate him all the time. He followed me on TikTok, and I celebrate him all the time. He just came up on the panel. He's in college. I big up him all the time.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I guess I could give the firsthand experience as somebody who is still in their 20s about how that whole situation goes when it comes to having somebody who excels and then having your own, like, your own brother, because my brother did that. My brother went off, had 3 kids, is all over the place doing all kind of crazy stuff. I just graduated from college. We grew up in the same house.
But it's not the majority though. But somehow we all can get on the panel and we all got the same fucking story. We all got a sorry cousin that ain't taking care of his kids and sitting on his ass. But my bad, bro. Go ahead.
No, you good. But yeah, it's about taking your life into your own hands. Like I more so think like Dane and Chad. Like you got to do it. You got to make sure that you make the right decisions for your life. It ain't about your environment. It ain't about the people you're around. Because when you making the right decisions, the right people gonna come to you anyway. So it's like all the excuses. I'm just like, I can't deal with all the excuses of, I didn't have this, I didn't have that. My dad wasn't around, but I had a bunch of other great male father figures though.
But they be talking about like, even like my cousin, his dad was in his life. That's the thing.
Can I say something?
Because that's even worse. But that's what I'm saying. They keep telling they in my comments on this live on my videos, well, you don't give solutions, nigga. I give solutions all the time. They're just not what you want to fucking hear.
Yeah, so
I think
can I say something about the young boys too, real quick?
Hold on. Let me say something first.
You got it. My bad.
So when it comes to influencing young black men online, I've influenced a lot of young black men to join the military, and the way I've seen that is like you're right. You can't save everyone, but I had to become as influential or more influential than the things they were watching that they were believing in wholeheartedly. And then late nights, I join like TikTok lives with all these young dudes, and I start talking about positive shit. Even though they don't like it, they may curse me out sometimes, but somebody's going to hear it, you know. But when it comes to influencing them, if you're just telling them directly what they should and should not do, they're not going to listen. Because just like
you know what, I get that saying, but I ain't got time to sugarcoat shit, bro. Because the world ain't gonna sugarcoat shit. Them street niggas ain't got to sugarcoat nothing to get you to join their side, but I got to coddle it up, package it up all nice for you to listen to me. But
True.
the same way, when I talk direct to the motherfuckers who want to hear it, I get DMs. Hey, bro, I ain't, I saw your live about the Marine Corps. Blah, blah, blah. I saw your live about the military. I seen your live about life insurance. I seen your live about this. Like, what I need to do, I put them in contact with exactly who the fuck they need to get in contact with, bro.
Yeah,
I
that's
ain't got
facts.
time.
That's
Exactly. Hey,
Whoever
facts.
who
Benny,
will
That's
take it.
Benny,
It's
facts.
Benny.
whoever who will
The
take it
street
though.
dudes,
It's whoever who will
but the
take it.
street dudes will beat your ass so that you could join their gang. They beat you down and they still want to do it. So we ain't got to sugarcoat shit on some words. The
I
Well,
street
no,
dudes
mean,
will
I ain't
beat you
saying
down
sugarcoat
He
and
ain't
it.
got a
jump you
sugar
in.
coat.
I ain't saying
That's fact.
Well,
sugarcoat.
hold on. Can I provide a different
Go ahead.
perspective, if you don't mind? First of
Whatever the
all,
messenger or the
huge
message.
fan of y'all, boy. Huge fan of all of y'all, man. Straight up, y'all been talking some real stuff, and my voice a little just loud.
you
I
good,
work at
bro.
the
You
airport.
good.
So, what part of the generation before them is to blame for this too?
Hmm?
Not
What
putting
part
the
of the
emphasis
Which
on
one?
generation?
Which one?
education.
I don't think
If
there's
you
nobody to
What part?
blame. But go
Okay,
ahead.
okay. For instance, right, I'm 34, right. We're talking about dudes around 18, maybe 19, 21 at a good age, right? What part of every generation, new generation, does the old generation have to play and what they see and what they do?
Okay, I'm gonna counter that because this generation, Gen Z, after millennials,
Hmm.
they have something that no other generation ever fucking had, and that's the shit that we talking on right now.
Right, correct. But
Hey,
but
can I
there
just
were still conversations that were being had, regardless if it was on a social media
But
platform.
that's
It
what
may
I'm
not
saying.
reach everybody like it would on this, but conversations were to still be had amongst people regardless. For instance, barbershop talk. We all know barbershop talk. If you go to a barbershop nowadays, there's no barbershop talk at all. Damn near. Maybe,
My boss, hey, you speak for young
right,
boy.
but I'm speaking on mine. I can't speak on any. I can't speak on. But I've attended a couple, and there have been, no real conversations amongst black men in the barbershop. And who's in the barbershop? Kids. Kids are in the barbershop, and they're not hearing these black men talk about what we should be doing as black. I'm just giving an example, of course, and black women too, salons as well. You know what I mean? But what part of generations before the
What are
new
their black
generation?
daddies who should have brought them to the? What are their black daddies telling them that should
hey
have brought them to the barbershop?
hey, can I get a second? I'm got to get out of here. I appreciate you guys. Listen, thanks for having me on the panel. I'm 61. I just turned 61, and Mr. First Quarter, this what I agree with because I went through all the stuff that all you guys went through. But as an older man, for the last 25 years, I've been pouring into black young men because I didn't have it. Grew up in a, like everybody else, father not in the home, mother been saved, going to church all her life. I had two choices: to go my dad route or my mom route. I went my dad's route, went to the penitentiary, the whole nine. But like you said, what are we doing now as an older man to talk to the young men? If you guys haven't seen it, it's a movie called The Forge. I would
Mm-hmm.
all of you
Yeah,
all to
great movie.
watch it and adopt
Good
that
movie by the
concept.
Yellow States.
It's the baddest movie I've seen to help us. And so thank you for the platform, man. I appreciate you. I'm just gonna keep listening.
Oh yes, sir.
I think it's like when it
Now
comes
wait,
to
let me.
like the generation, like I mean, because like I got old
Hold
parents,
on.
so
So we gotta answer Chad's question though.
Yeah, I
Why
want.
do motherfuckers need to be
What
taking
that
these boys
chat?
to the barbershop?
You mean the guy that just left, or the one?
No, Chad. With the question
No,
he
your
asked
question.
about the
Oh,
barbershop was, where are the black fathers that's supposed to be taking these boys to the barbershop?
they
I
not
I
there.
think I see him in the barbershop, but go ahead. I don't. I see
No,
him
I mean,
personally where I'm located, but for
right,
y'all,
but that's among status. But still, the point is that a lot of black men aren't talking about what we should be doing. Like black women, okay, for instance, right? I have two children, right? Anyone who in here who has children, I have a daughter and a son. How you treat your daughter as a man and vice versa is different from how you treat your son, right? Obviously, we have to teach them to be strong black men because ain't nobody gonna help us out here. Ain't nobody gonna pick us. Ain't nobody gonna choose us first,
Right.
right? And as much as we hate the conditions that are made like that, we understand that we have to treat our sons and our daughters different. You feel what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I'm like, what are we teaching them nowadays? Because it seems like we're teaching them everything about Sexy Red, all the bullshit music. You know what I'm saying? At what point does our generation, hold accountability to all this? Because there's nothing new under the sun, and we all know that.
Right.
Okay.
I'm not problem responding real
Well,
quick, just real quick. Like I want to, like me being like when I was young, my mother used to like tell me like when my dad used to take me to the barbershop a lot. And I would come home like I used to see like, old heads talk about wisdom and everything, but sometimes when I would come home and like say some of the stuff that they said, my mom would be like, "Who told you that? Who you learn that from?" And I'll be like, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
my dad was at the barber." She was like, "Yeah, you're not taking him no more. Don't that ain't happening. If he talking like that, that ain't happening. If he talking like that, like don't teach him that. Like like for example, like one day I came home and I got in trouble for school. This is a crazy example, but I got in trouble for school one day because I told the teacher the only presidents that matter are the dead ones. And my mama saw that. She was like, "Your dad told you that, didn't you?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Okay, yeah, you won't be going to that barbershop no more. You won't be."
Mm.
I guess like things like so like it's like small stuff like that. Like when the knowledge gets taught, like and I understand as I got older and like more stuff that my dad teach me on it by herself because like my no offense to my mom, but she couldn't be wrong for him to teach me that stuff because sometimes she be interfere like don't teach him that like small things that I learned now. Like my dad told me you don't have friends until you're 40. You don't learn it. And I realized that she was like, "Don't tell him that." He's like, "Yes, he needs to know this because he think he got all these
Okay,
friends."
so
He's 7 years old. He's 7 years old.
so to the point
Well,
of like, at what point do millennials take accountability? Like, again, I think we forget that we used to be these teenagers too. Like we used to be teenagers. We used to be when the old head was trying to tell us, put us on game, or your parents was trying to put you on game. Baby, save your money. Don't be letting the money burn a hole in your pocket. Don't be, that's the wrong set of friends you need to hang with. Like I think we just act oblivious. Like these kids don't know. Like they're not getting the information. They're getting the information, and just like when we
Correct.
were teenagers, we ignored what we wanted to ignore, and we took what we wanted to take, and we moved accordingly. They're doing the same thing. It's like I think we gotta accept the reality that kids are their own people too. They have brains. They're not fucking stupid.
Of course.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like these kids, like Buddy just was saying, they was telling his cousin, he had his mama, his father, his other cousins, his siblings telling him the right fucking thing, and he still chose wrong.
So would it be so far fetched, right? Would it be so far fetched to say that at our ages we were no different than them, and so forth and so forth and so forth?
I
I
think
think as black, we
like
all
Yeah,
live the same life.
yeah. I think with social media, you just see it more.
yeah, I think they do. Like we foundationally we might still do the same shit, but I don't know. These niggas is a little weird.
Nah, I would say I like the DJ in this. I think DJ Ross is great
but we still like.
right now.
I do say that as millennials, we are big ass children as a collective.
Correct.
We don't parent the way we were parented. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I do believe that as millennials, we overcompensated for a lot of the shit we didn't like being raised the old school way, and then we take and like we overcompensate with our children and like be like try to be their friends and all that shit because our mama told us shut the fuck up. And it does have an impact. It
Nah,
does.
I,
It does. I got 7 sisters and a lot of them are millennials, but I got old parents.
But but
My
the,
mother's
but the
62 years
thing is,
old. I got old parents.
but like I said, it's a blessing and a curse. They have something we didn't have, which is the internet and these cell phones. Like, yeah, they like the conversations aren't being had in the barbershop, they're being had on podcasts. They're being had on
Yeah,
TikTok
yeah, yeah,
lives.
yeah.
They're
Yeah.
being
Exactly.
had on Twitch streams with Passanet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they just have a different way of getting the information, but they're still being had. But again, they're gonna get the information that they're interested in and they want to see.
And
nah,
as far as the information that's being presented, like these are the things that I was told that really stuck with me growing up. Is one, always be curious about things. Have that curiosity to do your own research and figure out what things mean or what the deeper meaning behind things. Two, I had an emphasis on my education. Like that plays into so many aspects of your life when you have a solid foundation in education and you push yourself to learn more. And I feel like even on the podcast, like it's all the dating content and stuff like that. That stuff get old after a while. You would think these children would want to reach out and be like, okay, who's talking about something different, something that could actually benefit my life and not just who I sleep with at night.
nah. I got
it
two. I
up
got two.
like Benny.
I
You
got
brought
two
up a
small
good.
things right quick. Hold on, I got two small things right quick. One, I think we are millennials. I think we are the first people that have the free will to do whatever we want right now. We're not really suppressed as amongst our parents, our grandparents going through Jim Crow, going through 1960, 1970, 1980. We got like free will to like just go on the internet, look up stuff and do things. Secondly, I would say I want to point to the thing when he said about the solution that guy that just left. I think that solution is is the community that you're directly to. Now, as far as I don't have an ego, I'm black. I have wicks in my hair, but I know that hey, I'm able to reach a kid from a 7-on-7 team or an AAU team, and I can use that because I be around them a little bit. I can go reach that kid, and I don't have enough pride or ego to say that, hey, if I don't know the answer, I'm not prolific in all the political things. I know Benny is. Benny's a scholar and doing all this his history lessons. I'll go funnel I'll have a little conversation with him, and then I'll slide a little TikTok video. Oh, go watch this or go watch the Deontay Kyle. But I think a lot of people have that ego that they want to know it all and feel like they have to know every top tier thing in every subject. And we're never gonna be like that. So I feel like that direct community line, like, oh, you want to? If I see a little girl that say, hey, she want to have a great knowledge about black people, I might go send her. I'll send her Dana. Hey, just go look at some of her TikTok because I might not be all the way knowledgeable. I can educate a little bit, but you should go look at more people that talk about things like that. So I think that community amongst directly is very important, and putting your ego aside that you on everything.
What you go?
What Wix got going on? Because everybody think Wix is like being black is Wix is dirty or Wix you don't got enough intelligence and all that stuff. That's why. Lots of you get looked at differently, especially with Wix. Go ahead.
Well, Benny, you made a good point when you said constant and all that. Exactly. That's the thing. They want to aspire to be streamers, something that did not exist because you know why? Because they think that it's cool. At the end of the day, y'all make shit more difficult than it gotta be because it seems like a lot of y'all just want the shit to be so complicated so that the end result will be do nothing. It's like y'all muddy the water because y'all don't want nothing to change. Y'all want to make it more difficult it gotta be because y'all don't want nothing to change. Y'all want it to make it complicated so we don't do shit. It's very simple. It's the cool factor. That's all it is. All little boys want to do is whatever is deemed cool. And whatever is deemed cool is going to be whatever is deemed cool in their generation, in their environment is what they're going to do. Like the whole reason why I didn't turn out like all the other niggas I grew up with is because I thought them niggas was lame. That's it. As simple as that. I didn't all that street stuff. I looked at them niggas like they was weak. I was like, you live in an apartment with a girl. Like you weak. Like I don't care what you think you hustle. You ain't hustling nothing. You live in an apartment with overflowing trash cans and your house smell like syrup. You stink. Like, I thought them niggas was lame. I didn't care about wearing Jordans. I thought that shit was lame. I wore Air Max and Nike Shox because that's what I thought was cool. Like, it's simple as that. All that street shit, the niggas who do that shit is because they think that in their minds, that is cool. They think that is what it means to be a black man. They think that is what it means to be a man in general.
And that life is glorified it's glorified now worse than when we was kids. Because when we was growing up, we had the gangster rap and shit, but we also had America's Most Wanted. And I used to watch that shit every night, and I used to be scared. I'm just saying.
Because
we had the Boondocks with the prison episode where they were trying to take Tom Booty. You know what I'm saying? Like we had it was a balance. Now I don't think there's a balance. That street life is glorified now.
It's like in my day when I was young,
like Lil Durk, like the drill music and all like that.
Yeah, because they think they're gonna get a record deal, bro.
Right, like it's glorified now. And well, I'm not gonna say it. They removed the repercussions.
Yeah,
they don't think it's real.
Yeah,
they don't think the consequences that come from that shit are real anymore.
And that's what I was gonna say. Like when you get on social media, you look at the comments.
This has happened to my cousin. This another one of my cousins, totally different. Remember we was in the car with my auntie, and she was like, "You need to start hanging around with them niggas, because them niggas get you out." He was like, "This is literally what he said," and I kid you not, I looked at him so weird. He's like, "So look, this is his logic." He said, "If I get locked up now, I'm only 16, so and they go give me like 20 years. I get out, I'm only 33. So shit, that ain't much time."
That is an extremely long time.
And I tell you, like being around certain people in entertainment, I can tell you for a fact, like the motto is to push degenerate music, the drill rap, the sexy reds, and they push that stuff on people. And one thing that I've noticed, and you guys can have a different take on it, but like Kaisenat does all these like Minecraft streams, Batman, all these things, right? Get all these kids watching. And then he bring on the drill rappers. He bring on the ratchet chicks. And I feel like that is a way that people with those types of platforms have been getting through to the youth by making it look cool. Because just like Chad said, they want to do what's cool.
Right. He brought on Little RT. He didn't bring on the little boy who won the spelling bee. He didn't do that. That's not cool. He didn't bring on the little boy who got a straight A's and perfect attendance. He brought on Little RT.
Right,
so come on, let's
the problem too, Chad, is nobody seems to like
We speak out about Lil RT and we're the oddball.
Right,
I
right.
don't think that
Right,
that's a
right, right,
problem that you got somebody
right.
that young out here, that problematic this early, and you got a bunch of adults around them rallying up and saying that it's okay. We the oddball, we the ones being ostracized because we know that that's problematic and that it's an issue, right?
Right, but then they want to say the majority of us ain't that. Be quiet.
Right, but then the
You know what
majority the games that's being played is why we can't make no progress.
Exactly.
You know
And
what I
even
will say
just
about
like when
my sister
people,
told me that she said, you know, because she got kids now. She said, you know, it's like back in your day. I don't mean to say it like that, but she said when we were little, like the divide between ages was so different. Like they had cartoons for kids and kids only. Now it's like it's no
No, I said
divide. Like
it was a
the music
balance.
was for kids. Like we had malice behavior. That was the divide for us. Now it's like my kid, my baby cousin, 9 years old. He know who
Even
Lil
with the
Durk is.
music, right? Like, cause they be like, well, we had Trina. Well, Trina was there, but like we had Yin Yang Twins and we had Ludacris.
Yeah,
But
the
if you go
PG rated
back,
rappers, it's like the fun rappers.
if you
There
go
is no divide between that no more.
But if you go back and you listen to the radio edits, like Country Grammar, right, was a song Nelly made about a drive-by. But he made it like a nursery rhyme to where you didn't. We was singing that shit, didn't know the fuck we was talking about. Look at fucking Pretty Ricky, Love Like Honey. We think it like you know what I'm saying? Like they were. It was
Everything was more metaphoric. Like
right. It was
it
like a
wasn't
Metaphoric, yeah, way
direct,
better.
like vulgar
or even
lyrics.
like Move, like Ludacris Move, right? Like the way they edited it for the radio allowed it to be played on Nickelodeon with the funny sounds and the woman screaming in the back and the you know the glass cracking. It was edited so it could be marketed towards children also versus Sexy Red where everything just blurted out and it's just fucking nigga that you know what I'm saying? Like
You
it
don't
wasn't
want to
that.
admit it, but I'm
And
sorry. Rap music was some of the worst thing that could have happened in our community, and it is
Mm-hmm.
what it is. Like
Agree with that.
you can feel however you want to about it, but when it originally started, no. But as it progressed, it just continued to just get worse. The envelope just continued to go further and further, and where we at right now, it has caused a lot of damage. Men, women, it has caused a lot of damage in the community.
And that was
see,
on
Dolores
purpose.
Tucker called it out. See, Dolores Tucker, and what did they do, Dana? They jumped on her. They attacked her back then, 30, 40 years
Tupac
ago.
didn't Tupac had a line about that?
Exactly. They attacked her. So it doesn't matter. Whenever you call out degeneracy in the black community, you will be attacked instead of celebrated. That's a
Because we
fact.
glorified we cultivate that shit as we embrace it like the degeneracy is a part of our culture. That's what
Right.
makes us black. That's a part of the black experience.
Right. When what they don't understand is that's the most ignorant statement ever because degeneracy is just low trash behavior because it's the same exact shit that low poor white people do. It's the same exact thing. Y'all are behaving the exact same way. Low degenerate blacks and degenerate whites behave the exact same way. They're the same exact
That's
people.
exactly the truth,
Same
Cat. But
people. So
they
it's
will
not black.
never
But who started?
pedestalize that group. They pretend like that group don't even exist.
But who started
Absolutely.
letting the people in which the rap music turned down?
Ain't
The,
nobody
the,
starting.
the rap
Ain't nobody using the
the rap
past. What you talking
niggas,
about now?
the rap niggas, they sold it. They sold it
I was
off.
going to say, yeah, in terms
Go
of,
back and listen to because even who was that? Was it Master P or somebody just talked about that? Was like they didn't bring up the next generation of rappers and stuff. They just they got their money and they just went on about their day. But that was part of the problem. They sold the game because they were trying to get that bag from the industry.
and that's the thing about it. It's easier to sign somebody on who makes music like that because they're not going to understand what a contract entails and
Correct.
the type of image that they're supposed to push. They're
But
not
even
looking into all of that.
but even still, it
Just look
doesn't.
at all of
They
the
still know
rappers.
better.
But just look at the rappers who did the damage back at our time, and look how they acting right now. You got
Come on
Plies
now.
sitting up in a car doing all of this motivational speaking, even though he was talking about goons out lurking. Then you got David Banner out here all articulate. You got they all done did the
Jeezy.
complete switch up. You have Jeezy, he just stand up man. Like all of these trap dudes, all of these dudes who had what they say, Jeezy had your son in the streets trapping down while his son was graduating. That's exactly what was going
Absolutely.
on. They kids was
Absolutely.
behind
And they
Gates. Their
exactly.
kids was behind Gates going to private school while they was selling your child a dream and a lie and telling
But
you
these
about
fools,
stuff that a lot of them wasn't even participating in.
But these fools is
Mm.
too dumb to even realize that they too dumb to even realize that now. They still are still celebrating, even after knowing that the same motherfuckers who sold you the bullshit didn't believe it. The same motherfuckers who made you do the dumb shit, who even like Cardi B. My daughter ain't listening to that. Hell no, she can't listen to this. The same motherfuckers who will tell you to their face right now, my kids ain't doing that shit. Y'all will still defend doing the shit that they don't want their kids to do. That's how stupid y'all motherfuckers be looking. That
Right.
y'all
They
want to
think they
argue against
kids
the
too
motherfucker.
good to participate in the stuff, but they'll sell it to your child.
Exactly, but then us that actually agree with Cardi B, like we shouldn't have no children listening to this. Y'all want to argue against us. Y'all when the person who's doing this shit don't even want her child listening
But
to it.
then
So what the
talk
fuck do y'all
about
really
we're
mean?
not. But then get mad in my comments say we not providing
But
solutions.
is
That's
that
what I said. They want to skip
Exactly,
over the basic shit and just go to how
exactly.
can we get rich as black people?
Because they want to complicate shit so where it gets the water gets so muddy to where nobody does nothing. That's all they want to do. The shit is very simple, but they want to throw in all this bullshit until it gets so muddy to where nobody does nothing. Because at the end of the day, they don't want to do shit. They want you to stay the way it is.
okay? But let me ask you a question though. How do you, when you was I don't know how old you are, but all the examples that you use, like Ti, everybody, right? Who was there for you to tell you or to make you decipher? What made you decipher that it was just entertainment? And why are we not telling our younger generation that?
Yeah, my dad.
Well,
Because
I
I
could
didn't.
say
I looked at.
actual
I said it was
reality
stupid. Them niggas was
TV.
stupid to me. They thought. I
Yeah,
thought it was.
like
They
Yeah,
were
but what you
stupid.
have to
Like my thing.
understand is you have to understand everybody's mind don't process stuff the same. So it doesn't again, everything comes down to personal choice and free will. So
Yes.
you can preach until you blue in the face and tell this young boy, hey, that stuff you listening to in that rap, you don't want to do that. You don't want to live the way they live it. And if that young boy sees that as being the way to live, what you saying is going in one end out the other. If he still feels like the lifestyle that those men are living is something that he aspires to have, he see the cars, he see the girls, he see the chains, and the grill. If all of that's more appealing than what you're saying to him, it's nothing you can do to
And,
override it. He
and
It's
gonna
the
have to
cool
have
factor.
life
It
if he
has to
Can
be
keep
I
doing
give
cool.
a
that
It's the
stuff.
Can
cool
I give a
factor.
response to that?
They're gonna do what's cool.
hold on,
Like even
but
like
let's
what
stop
Jesus
acting.
just said.
Hold on, and let's stop acting like because somebody ain't have a daddy that they ain't never got told the right. We all grew up in the
exactly.
motherfucking church. We all had the
Exactly.
deacon at the church, the pastor, the old lady, your mama, your granny tell you, baby, you don't need to be out there. Them friends you got, they gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like we all, somebody told you along the way.
Yeah.
It's
All you gotta
true.
do is look.
What you need is shame. Shame
Thank you.
sets
Thank
people
you.
in the right direction because it makes them feel so bad about what they participating in. Either they scared to let people know they doing it, and they gonna do it on the low and not let you know, or they ain't gonna do it at all. But shame
Exactly.
is very constructive because it makes people feel some kind of way about being ostracized for whatever it is that they participating in that the collective doesn't agree with. But when you start
Absolutely.
taking negative stuff and pedestalizing it, and that becomes popular, it's hard to have somebody come in and tell you don't do this when everybody's telling you that this is the right way to be. But if you got a bunch of people making you feel ashamed of the fact that you out here hurting people that look like you, selling drugs that look like people, you should get to a point where you feel so bad about it, you don't even want to do it.
That's what happened when bro,
Yeah.
that
True.
my family, my family made me feel so disgusted to try to sag and emulate what I was watching on BET. My daddy and my uncle took me to the motherfucking courthouse, CCC. If you're from Shreveport, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. And they made us tour took the tour to the jail, and they made me sag my pants, and all them fucking jail niggas were talking about they were gonna take my butt. I ain't never sag ever again in my life.
Same. My
Exactly.
little
You
cousin,
gotta
same. My
you
little
gotta
cousin,
make them
same.
feel
Same.
bad
He
about
10
it.
years old. He 10 years old. I told him all the time. He don't sack, and neither do his 15-year-old cousin. I mean, neither his 15-year-old brother. Literally, I'll be like, that shit is so thirsty. Dudes who sack is just thirsty. They just want somebody to come get them. Like they need it. They just selling it. Is that what you want? Like that's all it is. And shame alone. He never will sack again.
And
He's
it wasn't
10.
just my daddy
He's
and
thirsty.
my uncle. It was like the older ladies at the church would tell us that like, you know where that come from, don't you, baby? Like that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, like why you
okay,
showing
don't
your
Yeah,
blame it
it's
on
underwear?
your
disgusting.
daddy.
Every
Yeah.
time
I'm
I
saying, yeah, I got
exactly
old
every
parents.
time
My
I
mom
see
tell
it,
you like,
I'm
you know
on
where
like
that like
loser.
she used to say, you know where that come from, don't you? Like, then I got the whole. I was 9 years old when I did that.
Like let's
Exactly.
not
I'm
just
gonna
When I'm
tell
with
you
my
how
glorify.
friend, I tell him,
productive. I'm gonna tell you how productive shame is. It's as simple as social media. we always say it's not the message, it's the messenger. All you have to take is the right person on social media who got a good enough following that people like, and whatever this person says, that comment section is going to reflect that person's popular opinion, depending on what it is. Hear me out. So if this person is shaming something and they just like, oh, well, men shouldn't paint their nails, right? It could be something as simple as that. The men who paint their nails are going to be so ashamed to come to that comment section and speak on it because the collective in that comment section is against it. That's how powerful shame is. When somebody realizes the majority is against whatever it is that they participate in, they're too scared to even do it or acknowledge that they do it. So that's the
Exactly.
reason why you need it. Because once somebody like, oh shoot, people look at people crazy who having babies without being married. Like if it was shame to that level, you'd have girls so embarrassed to
Yeah, but
even
but
do
it
it.
ain't shame though, cause we glorify baby showers, but then turn around and when your homegirl get married, they ain't gonna last long.
Exactly. And that's the problem.
Exactly.
But if you was out here shaming it to the point that if it wasn't so backwards and you were shaming it the way you shame the things you shouldn't be shaming, you'd see a different outcome. Because
It was
again,
this
these
girl.
people who
It was this girl.
participate in it would be so embarrassed for participating in it, it limit the amount of people who would want to do it.
Do you
Yeah,
think
when I was in when I
don't
was in
nobody even smoke? It's not cool to smoke cigarettes no more.
Right,
exactly when I
because
was in
Cause
enough
seventh
all
people
grade.
the
shamed it.
shame it
Enough
was to
people
go smoke
shamed it. It
Shame.
was
cigarettes.
like, you
Look,
smoke cigarettes? Like, how damn bad is your life that you
Dana,
still smoking cigarettes
Dana,
in
it's just
2025?
Dana, Dana. It's the
Crazy
same
work.
thing. Like
It's
when I was
like,
in seventh
but I
grade,
will
it was
say
this
this.
girl. She was 13. Hold on, wait. This girl. She was 13.
Yeah, yeah, muted.
I had a phone call. My bad. Okay, so this 13-year-old girl, she had got pregnant when I was in seventh grade. All of the mothers told their daughter, "You can't play with her." No, no, no. She and when I tell you that girl was so shamed because of what happened to her, she did not have a second child till she was 33. She did not have another child till she was 33. She didn't not. She was not. She was a. She had that baby at 13, but she did not have no other kids. She didn't date no other boys and none like that. Not saying that, hey, that's the best way to be, but shame. She was not no single parent. And she went to school. She got her shit together because that shame that she felt at that young age, she did not become a quote unquote statistic in that manner. She did not. She went to school. She got her degree. Her daughter's in her 20s, and then she got another baby with her husband. She did not have another child until she was married. She got a baby with her husband now, and that's it.
Also, back to the question of who showed you what, like the real side of what rap looks like. So I'm glad y'all brought up Ti because Ti is a perfect example for me. Like my mom grew up, she listened to Ti, Jeezy, all them artists, Gucci. But the thing about it is, Ti had been on TV my entire life. So
Yeah.
I'm watching TV and I'm seeing him live this lavish lifestyle, but also rapping about still being in the streets. So at some point you look at that and be like, okay, this can't be for real. This is part of entertainment. Now that's just how I processed it. I don't know how other people will process it, but like you can see, you once you start to get to a certain age, you start to look at certain stuff and be like, okay, this is for entertainment purposes. This is not how these people are really living. Because you telling me that I'll be making all this money, I got all these cars, I got all this jewelry and stuff like that, and I'm still in the hood? No.
Yeah, nigga, look at wrestling. I used to be like back in the apex of WWF and WCW. I was the biggest wrestling fan. Then I found out that shit was fake. I said, well, damn. I guess I gotta stop watching it. Like,
It's like when it comes to things like I think it's like because it's a good and a bad side to it. So because I grew up in a church just like everybody else here, but the bad part about it is it's like when we all was young, we got told like when I was 13, which ain't long ago, we got told like, hey, smoking is bad. We decided to buy cigarettes. As soon as like around when that song Fetty Wap had a song called Wiz Khalifa. And, so Wiz Khalifa, he had a song called Wiz Khalifa, and all of a sudden like we like around 17, 18, we not doing cigarettes, but we all sure doing vapes. We all sure doing vapes. Like it's like no matter like the influence got to be very strong because it's like no
It's the whole.
regardless, and this may sound bad. It's no diss to my mother, mama. I ain't gonna lie. It's between you and a lot of kids not gonna listen to their mothers over somebody that they know that's famous. Hey, shit.
It's the whole reason why so many dudes start smoking green. Most of it, it's only because they do it because it's cool. That shit ain't all that. It ain't all that. It don't even feel like that. It's regular. It's shit. But dudes do it just because they think it's cool. I tried that shit when I was 14. Started doing that shit. It ain't never been that to me ever in my life. But I wasted years doing that bullshit because it was cool.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. That was the first thing I did when I got a record. I'm like, yeah, I can finally smoke that tree. Then I was like, this is what these niggas act like they can't live without. This what they be
Reggie,
losing jobs and going to the pen for?
And
Like
that
this.
goes into actually not having a relationship with the things that you're doing. Like if you're doing it because somebody else say it's cool, that stuff could have negative effects on you that you don't even realize, but you want to keep doing it because you think it's cool. Like,
absolutely. I even noticed that whenever I tried that bullshit, I felt slower. I felt dumb. I hated it. I felt like my receptors in my brain wasn't firing off fast enough. I felt that shit made me dumber. It slowed me down mentally. I hated that shit. I hate when I
and you
send a
can
signal to my brain and it don't fall back quick enough. Like,
and you can
so
see
I
when they
know that if
can't
it,
separate it from their real life. Like
yeah,
why
like
you
they
can't
just
pass a
be
drug test to get a job that be paying you six figures because you just
right.
need it that bad.
Right, like, and that's the majority of the dude. Like, you can't tell me that this shit make you better. This shit makes you lazier, you fatter. All you do is fucking eat. You don't do shit, and you stink. You stink. They act like it's cologne. It don't smell good when y'all walk into a building smelling like that. Just letting y'all know, it
Let me
don't
tell
smell
you,
good.
that's a main thing for me. I would never be with no dude to smoke just because how bad it stinks.
But that shit be pissing me
They
off.
act like it's like a
You trying
that's
to
not
eat your
cool.
goddamn dinner and a stank ass motherfucker smell like roadkill walk in thinking he just like, bro, you do that shit at home, man. Like, but hey, you know, that's just the minority, man. We just crazy.
Like even to like some people in the comments, like, you can still do it. It's just you need to know how it plays into your life actually and the things that
Yeah,
you want to do. Like we all have vices. That's inevitable. But at what point does your vice get in the way of you elevating in your life?
if it's not right, if it's not
Look,
making you better, and you know it's not making you better, then why are you doing it? I
breath
knew
be
that it was
all
making me
stank,
slower.
lips be all crusted, skin be all dry, face be
Bro, I
all
know folk who gotta
nasty.
smoke to eat,
They
bro.
got
Like
that
it's
dirty
crazy.
haze
Like you
look
can't
on their
eat a meal
skin.
before you
They
smoke.
don't
That's
got
crazy.
that. They're not even shiny no more as black people. Black people to have that natural shine, that glisten. They had that dirty Indian haze. Like,
Be
no, they don't
having
even
that
look. They don't even,
fucking glaze all on their windshields, and they're like, bro, man, clothes
layers of plaque on
stank.
the teeth.
But
Clothes smell unwashed.
yeah, bro, I just find it funny. Um, you know, again, here we are today with the same but that's what we were saying yesterday. Look, we had another set of men come on here and have the same story as that nigga yesterday, bro.
Exactly. I think
The
we need to
same, but
platform
we
the ones
all
who did it
so
right.
different, and everybody's special. Everybody got a different story. You don't know my circumstance, but the dudes came in, grown ass men came in today with the same excuses and the same stories as Buddy came in yesterday with the lies.
Yeah, I mean, that was the same
Exactly.
problem I was going through on my live, Benny. I mean, you got to realize these people ain't got nothing but excuses. They'll sit up, be lazy at a job, barely come to work, do a halfway good job while they there. And then when you ask them why they ain't doing no better, they going to tell you because it's the man that's holding them back and everything else. When the reality is you're lazy. You barely even come up in here. And when you do come up in here, you don't do a good job. You ain't
Yeah, and
never
you
attempted
unpleasant.
to try to do no better, to get no better high paying position within the company. You've been doing the same role for 20 years and you're content with it because it's just enough. You just lazy enough to get this done. Right, but you ain't gonna go no further or try to excel no further in the company because that would be actually like doing
Yeah.
the work, and you don't want to do that.
And like to not be able to look around to the people that's in your inner circle and not think none of them are pushing me to go to this next level. I'm not being pushed to go to this next level. And you just feel comfortable with it. Like it's mind boggling to me how somebody can feel comfortable with being that stagnant at every point in their life. I've had to have people, my employers tell me that he felt like I was a little impatient because of how driven I was at my age. It's like you have to have that in you. But I'm also around people who are elevating to different levels at a super fast rate. And I feel like I have to keep up. Now, that could be a different conversation. But yeah, like you just got to want better for your own life. And when you do better in your life and you do better for yourself, those things come into your life.
It's
I
just
think
Like,
that as
like I had a
millennials,
little young lady on my live, and I was telling her like, you got to start surrounding yourself with better women. All right, these
yeah,
little ratchet girls that you hanging around, these little pookeishas that you finding yourself around all the time, they gonna hold you back. And she just kept on talking about how she keep trying to get them to do better. They don't want to do better, and it's like, okay, and that's why you gonna have to lead them along. You got to lead them behind.
yeah. I
Right?
think that we
You
got to
can't
do a
save
better job
everybody.
as millennials. To that point, Dana, I think as millennials, I think what we could do a better job at as it is elevating the ones who are actually doing the right thing. Like it seems like no matter what we do, whenever we talk about the black community, black issue, it's always the degeneracy that takes the subject, that takes the topic. It's always them that overpower the conversation. You know what I'm saying? And the people who actually did the shit right never get a voice. That's who needs to be celebrated. That's who we need to talk to. That's who needs the platform. The ones who out here who did the shit right. Who's the young Dane, who's the young Benny, who's the young version of myself. Like, period.
Exactly. And so, like, in the comment section right now, Senora was in my live last night. Smart, intelligent young black woman. She going to school to be a lawyer, right? Like, she doing her thing. And I'm telling the girl, like, this is who you got to be around. But here's the key. You're going to have to be a certain type of girl to be able to be around a Senora, right? Because if you elevating too low on your frequency, you can't be around her because you're going to hold her back. You're going to be a problem for her. So you're going to have to also step your game up too to be able to be around better women.
And people that are in those positions, whether you a male or female, whatever the case may be, and you going to that top, bro, hey, them niggas gonna have to get left. Trust me, when I go back home to my people, people I grew up with that, ain't shake out, I can't even, like, mind you, we grew up together. We was tight. You know what I'm saying? But I just outgrew them, bro. And you are not a bad person for leaving them behind.
Is that once it get to a point where you feel like the conversations just don't even make sense, that's when you know y'all have outgrown each other. Like, I'm definitely at that point in my life because everybody cannot go. Everybody does not perform the same way in the room that you perform.
And you're not supposed to feel bad about that. Like, who am I to say?
I'm married with a fucking family of 5, and this niggas back home that I grew up with still talking about shit we did in high school, still acting the same, no sexual discipline, no nothing, and can't keep a straight job, no career. Like, there's nothing for us to talk about, bro. It's, hey, what's good, bro? We chop it up for 5-10 minutes. I'm going on about my day. But the men that I do consider my brothers, my brethren, the people I call for advice, whether it's financial, spirit, like life, whatever the case may be, people that's gonna be at my fucking wedding vow renewal, that's my niggas. We all, bro, successful. You know what I'm saying? Family men. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's what I don't surround myself with bums, and they didn't just come to me. I sought them out. Most outside of one, every last one I met when I was in the military. I didn't grow up with them. I didn't know that, and I'm closer with them than my own blood brothers because I sought them out. Those were the men that I looked at and said, "If something about him I like, I want to be like. I see, you know what I'm saying, value in them. You know what I'm saying, like." And you are not a bad person for leaving the old motherfuckers behind. Because a lot of times people
And
get
that's
caught
the
up.
bigger picture of this whole conversation that you having is that we're already segregated. Most of us who doing well, we have pushed ourselves towards the other people who trying to live halfway decent too. And we in our own little bubble living halfway decent. We get our money, we go home, we take care of our bills, we live on a day-to-day basis. Like, we don't do nothing crazy, we just making it, we just living, right?
They gotta
You know
quit.
what I was thinking about earlier? Why they want this like old segregation back? Because it will force the motherfuckers who doing something, the black niggas who doing something, to come back and have to deal with the dusty motherfuckers.
Exactly.
That's
And the
what I
reality
feel
is
like it
we don't
is.
want to. The
Like, they
reality
like,
is that we
okay,
don't want to, because you
but
got to understand the bigger picture. The real bigger picture of that is most of them have jealous hearts and jealous spirits. So ain't no way you think that I'd want to go be around them when the first thing that come to their mind when they see somebody who doing better is to try to take it from them and to hurt them.
Because
So
that's what I was
we,
talking about earlier. I was like, y'all act like the black bourgeoisie class in New Orleans and across other prominent cities did not exist. Those bourgeoisie did not fuck with poor black people.
right, but why you think when these dudes get this money, they get out the hood because they know they gonna get robbed. They know they
Yeah,
gonna
you can't
get
trust the
hurt
motherfuckers.
if they stay there.
But I was
You
in the military and niggas try to rob me.
you're
All I
not
had
supposed
was
to
a
feel
little
It
bad.
goddamn.
don't matter because I was in the
Bro,
military too. Yeah,
bro,
it don't matter.
I had my little Pontiac Grand Prix with some 20s on that bitch, and they tried to set me up and rob me in my own town at Ford Park. If you from Shreveport, you know what I'm talking about. I just was a little PFC in the Marine Corps. They tried to rob me because I had more than them niggas, and by more, I was only getting paid like $1,100 a month. and
Absolutely.
still try to set me up for the okie doke,
Dudes
bro.
You
can't
Come
even
on.
don't
park
feel
their
bad about leaving
Hellcats
nobody
and their
behind.
scat packs in apartment complexes in Atlanta without getting their windows busted out every day from somebody trying to take something that they worked hard for. And you think that we want to be put in this little island with a bunch of black people all day? No, 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 no. It's
But
not
who
gonna
want to
happen.
be like at the end of the day? I don't give a fuck about nobody. Should give a fuck. Nobody should feel bad about leaving nobody where the fuck they at. Because at the end of the day, who am I to tell you that the life you live ain't good enough for yourself? Who am I to say that the life that you live that you should want more, that you should be better, that you shouldn't live this way, motherfucker? That you happy, you like it, I love it. You right where the fuck you at, and
And
I'm gonna
I'm right
meet you
where
right where the
I'm
fuck
at.
you at. Period.
Exactly.
The
Period.
people
That's what the fuck you like, nigga. I'm gonna be over here though. You stay over where the fuck you at, because that's
and
what
the
makes you happy.
and
You good.
the people that are in the hood that want to get out will find a way, bro. They would again, like I said before, the difference between us and the new generation, they have these right here. You can read, you have instant quote unquote access to anybody that you can reach out to. You got more access and opportunity than we ever did. If you want a way out, you want an opportunity, you see somebody or something that you like, you can reach out. I'm a regular ass nigga. You know how many people DM me, young dudes DM me? Hell, even women. Hell, Senora be all up in my DMs asking me questions all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't have that growing up. Again, like I said, it's a blessing and a curse. So the motherfuckers like, well, how can we help the ones that's in the hood that want a way out? They'll find it. They'll make a way. They'll get it because they want to. They want that shit. The
Yeah.
motherfuckers that sit and complain, oh, you want to see that at the white man table. Well, I don't want to see that at your motherfucking table. So you
Facts.
like
Exactly.
the white man money gave me everything I got right now. And guess what? I turn that and I give that I take my knowledge, I give it to the next motherfucker who looking for a way out.
And
Who
I feel
no
like
options. Who you know what I'm saying was like me, ain't had no fucking options. College wasn't on the table. I'm giving I said solutions are out there. It's just not the shit niggas want to hear. Because the
exactly.
solutions, 9 times out of 10, the solutions that we'll give requires them to put some fucking work in. Yeah, you're going to have to study. Yeah, you're going to have to go and get in shape to go to the military. Yeah, you're going to have to listen to niggas tell you some shit you don't want to tell, you don't want to listen to. You just got to put, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have to go to college and study. You're going to have to go to the trade and learn this. Like, that requires work. See, them scams, them hustles, them fucking, them plays they want to learn, them courses they want to chase and buy, the streaming in the stock market, that ain't no work. That ain't no work. They want it's
No.
boom or bust for half of these niggas. It's boom or bust.
Yeah, it's a lack of discipline and a disregard for work. They hate work and they have no discipline.
Yep.
Everything boils down to that. It don't matter what category it is. It boils down to those two things.
They'll put more time into they'll put more time into studying NFL and basketball stats to put in a parlay to try to strike big and change their life overnight than just grinding and actually going to get a career.
And that's something that always threw me for a loop. I'm just like, okay, you know all of this information about all this stuff that don't matter to nothing in your life, but you can't put at least half of that energy into doing the things that's gonna get you to where you need to be. Like it's like the drive can be there, but it's about where you putting this drive.
Yeah, everybody want to act like it's a secret code to making it. It's not. Just go
Right.
to work. Just go to work.
Bro, Chad, remember the lie? What was the couple of lives ago when we was talking about life insurance, bro?
Oh God,
How
yeah.
many motherfuckers we talking about life insurance, home ownership, how like career paths that you can take to get build wealth, you know, basic ass shit. Motherfuckers was in the comments and was coming up to the panel arguing about basic shit. Again,
Yep.
excuses. Well, all of us didn't. I said, bro, you don't get to fight. You don't. I was like, y'all want to skip steps. We don't talk. You don't need to know shit about no stocks, no ETFs, no fucking IRA. I was like, you don't need to know about none of that shit if you're not making income and you don't know how to save fucking money.
Exactly. Like you said, the basics. Get you some life insurance. Get married. Have kids in marriage. Buy a house, and the shit works out. Like you said,
That
it's
simple.
basic shit.
That will get you probably 85% through the fucking door of success. But motherfuckers will arguing, well, marriage ain't no guarantee. That's just a piece of paper. Oh, well, life insurance is this and this and that, and they could. I said, oh my fucking God, you can't win for losing, bro.
Can't
Again,
win.
but will tell you, well, y'all don't never give no solutions.
That's what I mean. The solutions are so easy that they don't want to accept it.
And
They
They don't
want
that's
want
to
to
make
accept
the
it.
water muddy.
Here's the thing: you
Man,
so against marriage, right? But half of the dudes that you talk to who so behind the eight ball, half of the reason why they ended up behind the eight ball was either them early on getting in trouble and ending up in jail and prison, or because they had a bunch of babies by a bunch of different women and financially got strained and could not catch up because they got all this money going out of their paychecks. And so it make it a lot harder to try to catch up when you done put yourself behind.
You got
May
money.
I
You got money
introduce?
going to all these different households instead of one fucking house.
Exactly. But then you want to talk about it somebody who doing something and got an agenda against you, and you want to bring up slavery and bring up all of this stuff. You want to bring up black men being put out the house when the truth of the matter is, no, you're just negligent and make poor decisions. That's
Yeah,
it.
this whole agenda thing, I hate the word agenda now because the way people use it and stuff like that. But now, like, because like I said, it's not that hard.
Bro, it's not.
Like, it's really not. Like, I'm switching jobs right now. I'm coming from a marketing job and I'm about to become an account executive. I don't know how the hell I finessed that job, but all I did was talk about my strengths, like that's it, like stuff like
Bro,
that.
Congrats on that, bro.
that you know what's crazy? We was talking about that shit a couple of lives ago. I said, bro, I said a lot of the issues black men have, because we was talking like the last couple of lives I had, we've been talking. I specifically have let black men up so they can't be like, oh, he just have a panel full of women. Nah, it's been nothing but black men talking about black man shit, right? And I was saying, like, bro, if as a black man, if you was to put your fucking ego to the side and just be a sponge, you would be surprised how far you get in fucking life. I said,
Exactly.
bro, like how you just said, you ain't know shit about that job, but guess they fucking liked you. You sat there and played the fucking role. If your
Exactly.
motherfuckers like you, you will get half, bro. Like I said, when I was building my house, I didn't know shit about building no fucking house. I didn't know about no fucking home. I didn't know how to use my fucking VA loan. None of that shit. The motherfucker who taught me or put me on game was a random ass white man my wife worked with, who overheard her talking to me on a conversation on the phone. He was like, yeah, if your husband open to it, you know what I'm saying, we could sit down. I could help him talk about it. I said, okay. He was like, but let him know if he's interested. She told him, I said, cool, I'll sit down with him. Now, at that point, I could have been that nigga like, what? You know, I don't need no white man telling me what to do. I can figure it out. And guess what? I would have been asked the fuck out. Asked the fuck out.
Exactly.
I put my fucking ego to the side and I played stupid and I sat there and listened to that man. Like, it ain't hard. This shit ain't hard, bruh. This shit ain't hard. If you was to just put your ego to the side with most of this shit, bro, you'd be surprised at the opportunities, the gates that open up. And that was part of my problem in the military, because I tried to be that, and I ain't banging on, I was the rebellious motherfucker that, I ain't kissing no ass. Like, bro, if I could go back and redo my military career, I probably would have kissed a little bit more ass. I ain't gonna lie. I probably would have had
That's
a
facts, though.
more comfortable way
That's
through.
facts. That same with me, bro.
That's
You got to
facts. That's
look
Same
when
that's
with me,
real.
I
bro.
That's real facts, though. That's real
Same
facts.
with
look
me,
when I
bro.
got that
That's
job.
we.
First thing I did, I got on LinkedIn and I thanked every single person that I interviewed with at the company, because you got to, like, you just got to learn how to play the game, put your ego to the
It's
side, do
just
what you
Gary
need
to
to
say
do.
all of this is a game, and all you got to do is learn how to play the game. You ain't got to really be into like you ain't got to be into it. You just play the game. You just do what you got to do to get what you want.
Easy, bro. Easy. As they act like this shit rocket science, man. But like I said, people got some, bro. We know the solutions. We know what the fuck to do, but we fight so hard against structure.
And you would think it would be, people would think it would be more fun to take the better route. Like, I went to college. That's another thing I want to bring up too. When I went to college, most of the people that I hang out with now, I went to school with them. The people that I don't really hang out with nobody I went to high school with for real. Like, we associates a little bit, but as far as my inner circle, I went to tech with all of them. So, like, you start to elevate into these different spaces where you have different people around you. And if you don't have different people around you, that's when the issue starts to arise. But the opportunities are definitely there. You take the better route, the amount of opportunities that are coming your way, you will be surprised at how many people just want to give you a shot.
Oh yeah. But nah, bro, it's easier to sit back and blame the white man, the system, and it's everybody else's fault but mine, bro. We ain't got no opportunities, and DI don't help us, and yeah, we don't need this. I'm like, okay, all right, bro. Well, with the motherfuckers who want it, we gonna go find it. We gonna get it. We gonna keep this shit rolling. Like Dana said earlier, we already like the cream of the crop will separate themselves from the losers, bro. That's just how it go in every aspect of life. That's just how it's gonna go, bro. Motherfuckers who want the opportunity, who want the solutions, will find them and will.
And yeah, and this one, you know what's crazy, Benny? Like, it's never the cream of the crop, the wheat from the chaff, all of this. it's never the cream never is mad at the other ones. It's always the other ones that are mad at the ones that separate. Like you know what I'm saying? Like just call it thing a thing. The wheat ain't never mad at the chaff. It's the chaff that's always mad at the wheat. Motherfucker,
True.
you could have just listened. You could have just listened. You could have listened to your mama when she said, listen, when she said, go to school, pay attention, listen to the teacher. Like they talk about, like that dude was saying earlier, you gotta raise your sons different than daughters. No, they didn't. How much better would the community be if the men could say, I go to school, I take care of my kids, I go to work, I got my own house, I got my own car, I got my own crib. If niggas could say the same thing that women brag about, how much better would the community look? Like that girl who was saying, when the girl who was just saying she just went viral on she was saying, why would I date such and such when she's talking about she knows 3 languages, she all these other things, her qualifications.
Dating
If you
outside
could
your
say the
educational
same
bracket.
exact thing, how much would the picture look like? But instead they get online and vilify her and say, that don't mean no man gonna like you. Like, if you could say the same thing, how much would the overall community, how much better would the overall community look? But they don't want to say that, they don't want to admit that.
Because when you say stuff like that, you think you better than everybody. That's what. As soon as somebody be like, I'm
That's
on,
not an insult.
Yeah, it's not an insult. They just take it as a
Right, that's what
personal
all the time.
attack.
You
Right.
mean to
Like
tell me that?
anytime I would come on my platform where they tell me you're not relatable. You think you better than other people.
That's
Like,
not
No,
an
I'm
insult.
doing what I'm supposed to do as an adult. That's what I'm doing. Like,
Right.
this is
And
good.
plus, like, what do they mean when they say that? Oh, you think you better. So you mean to tell me that I'm supposed to feel bad because
You are less than.
even if what you were saying was true, let's say it's true, but I'm supposed to feel bad because I think I'm better than you, and I'm supposed to feel bad about that? Why would I feel bad about that? Why is that even a fucking insult? What do you expect me to do with that information?
right. And
Like, I'm supposed to,
my thing is, I didn't work this hard to
stupid.
be relatable to y'all.
Like, it's stupid. It makes
I
no
don't want
sense.
to be
Never an
relatable to
insult.
you. Like, you ain't doing nothing. So why would I want to be relatable to that?
It's crazy. Like, people don't even think about the shit that they say. Like, stop doing that. Stop saying that shit.
Yeah, like anybody who feels like they are insulted by somebody else having a higher
I mean,
education,
but you know
that's
what the
always
first
been crazy.
what the first thing they gonna say? Oh, you elitist.
Yeah, they in the comment section
Yeah,
saying that. And
like
my
they made
thing
up
is,
this
they
word
Ooh.
love to
elitist.
throw it
Again, that's
there.
not an insult. It's not an
It's not
insult.
the insult that they think it is. Guess what? Nobody wants to be a bum, but
Right.
y'all,
Exactly.
but y'all.
God. But
Exactly.
I gotta return this call for work. Benny, I want you to be able to post these on YouTube. So I don't want them to get flagged. So you got to cut them short before they get mad and start reporting shit.
Yeah. I'm about to goddamn. I gotta go to my son goddamn school meeting anyway. So shit, I'm about to get out this thing my goddamn self, man. I'm gonna post the other one yesterday on YouTube, and then I'm gonna post this one on
Oh,
YouTube for
good. See,
sure.
I thought that they had violated and you couldn't post it. Thank God you still got this. So you still
I
can.
don't think so.
Yeah, I want to see it. I heard it
Because
was
every
good.
time, Danny, you gotta
Yeah.
watch that one. Because every time I had a violation, they wouldn't let me record it. Like they wouldn't get a recording back to me.
I don't know. I don't think I got a violation yesterday. I think it had got flagged, but I don't think I had got a violation. I don't know. I gotta check. I gotta look.
Perfect. Yeah. That's what I mean. People be reporting a lot. I just got a little consuming substances featuring this like a harm your health. Where that come from?
Yeah.
They mad.
Hey,
They
because as soon
mad.
as you say something they don't
It
agree
probably
with,
the
they
people
flag
you're
it.
talking about too. The
It is.
haters and the jealous folk are probably flagging it more than
It
likely.
is what it is,
But yeah,
man.
but it was nice getting up here chatting with y'all for real. I hope
Yeah,
y'all have a
appreciate
great
y'all
day.
for letting me on, man. Y'all had great topics all
Appreciate,
day
all right,
long, man.
man. Hey,
Salute to
man,
all of
being
y'all.
out there. Appreciate you, Dana, and everybody else, man. Y'all be eating
Appreciate
out there.
y'all. Have
Yeah, I
a good
appreciate
one.
y'all letting me up, bro.